Tonight, the top two teams in the AL West collide for the first time this season. The defending division champ Astros are loaded with talent, but have been dealing with plenty of adversity and controversy. The Athletics have played second fiddle to the elite Astros the last couple years, but this year's different. The A's are hungry and looking for a division title of their own. A's and Astros, game 1 of 3, next. Well, we got Friday Night Baseball coming up from the Coliseum. It is a big series as we get our first look at the Houston Astros pitching matchup. There's Chris Bassitt for the Athletics. He's been good in his first two starts. And the veteran Zack Greinke is going to pitch for the Astros. It's the first of 3. It's the Houston Astros and the Oakland A's coming up from the Coliseum. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Oakland A's baseball here on NBC Sports California. I'm Glenn Kuiper. Well, even before the pandemic hit our country, the Houston Astros knew that this was not going to be a normal season for them. Not normal at all. Remember, it all started in the offseason when Mike Fiers, the A's pitcher, came forward, explained the sign-stealing tactics in 2017, and then the penalties started to come down. GM, manager fired. Fined $5 million was the organization. They lost some draft picks. Remember, no Astros players were suspended. They were granted immunity for the information that they gave. And then Red Sox manager Alex Cora, Carlos Beltran both ended up resigning because they were part of that 2017 World Series winning Astros team. So a lot going on surrounding the Houston Astros. Let's talk more about that with Dallas Braden. In Dallas, you have that, and you also have the team just 6-6 on the field so far. So a lot going on for this ball club.
There has been a lot of noise for this ball club, Kuiper, and a struggle to try to get into the season or get into any sort of routine. And I think what we're finding out is it's been a struggle not only mentally, but production-wise as well. Some of the numbers, if you take a look at what these guys are going through right now, it has not been good. Some of the central figures in the success of this Houston Astros team are struggling mightily. You could say some of that production has gone into the trash can. And I don't know what it looks like moving forward for the Houston Astros. They have been hampered by the injury bug as well, Kuiper. So we'll see what they've got for us here in Oakland.
But still interesting, on that last line of the graphic, they still lead the American League in runs scored. That's how dangerous this team is. And that's what Chris Bassitt's going to face tonight, Dallas. He's been really good in his first two starts.
He has. Some could even say he's been the pinnacle of this rotation up until this point. Last time out against Seattle, 5 2/3 innings of 1-run ball, gave up a run early in the first inning, and then was dynamite for the finish. And he had it all working, and that's what we've seen from Chris Bassitt, frankly, this year. Fastball command, putting it where he wants, and then working off of that against a Mariner team who might be trying to figure out just who they are. He did a wonderful job of taking advantage of that.
All right, so Bassitt and Greinke, this is a pretty good pitching matchup tonight for game 1 of this series. Zack Greinke, future Hall of Famer, maybe. He's got 205 career wins, so that is what the A's will take on tonight in the first of 3, and we are looking forward to it. Should be a good weekend of baseball. It's the Astros, and it's the Athletics. We'll have lineups at first pitch. Get this ball game underway. We're looking forward to it. Welcome back to the Coliseum. First of 3 between the A's and the Astros. Should be a great weekend of baseball. We've been looking forward to this series for a while. Let's check out the lineup for the visiting Houston Astros. So the A's seeing the Stros for the very first time this year. Lineup's brought to you by Xfinity, and here it is. Kyle Tucker is in left field. Jose Altuve's at second. Alex Bregman's at third. Michael Brantley, a little bit banged up. He's the DH tonight. Yuli Gurriel's at first. Carlos Correa is off to a big start. He's hitting 6th. Then Josh Reddick in right. Miles Straw is in center. We'll tell you why he's in center in just a moment. And the catcher's Martin Maldonado.
And they're going to be taking on the big righty, Chris Bassitt, making his 3rd start of the season. Has been throwing the ball extremely well in this rotation here. Threw the ball very well last time out against the Seattle Mariners. We talked about it in the open. 5 2/3, 1-run baseball. And something to pay attention to tonight, folks, the fastball command. Chris Bassitt has been dynamite moving that fastball all around the strike zone.
Here's what the A's look like defensively. Grossman, Laureano, and Canna left, center, and right. Chapman, Simeon on the left side of the infield. Kemp and Olsen on the right side. And Sean Murphy is catching Chris Bassitt. So with the 6-10 start, you see the shadows, and right now, shadow goes right in between home plate and the pitcher's mound, which makes it very difficult on a hitter. First pitch of the game, Tucker goes after it, fouls it left side.
And if you're a starting pitcher right now for the Oakland A's, you're loving every minute of it. Deception right now is your friend. Take advantage early if you can.
I would guess, you tell me if I'm wrong, but for a hitter, the shadow being right in the middle is probably the worst.
Well, it's right where you think you might start to visually track movement or trajectory of a pitch,
and then it goes dark,
and then it's gone. And
it's not going to be there long. I mean, Bassett may not have this advantage when he goes back out there for the top of the second inning.
Probably not.
Dusty Baker, first season, and you know what? The Astros picked up the option for next year, so Dusty's going to be there next year too, which is great.
Well, I tell you, Kuiper, a lot of moves made this offseason, and regardless of a 60-game season or 162, I feel the best offseason acquisition by anybody was Dusty Baker for the Houston Astros, and we can kind of get into that later.
Adrian Johnson is calling balls and strikes. Quinn Walcott at first, Nick Marley at second, and Big Ted Barrett is at third, and he is the crew chief. 2-2 the count to Kyle Tucker. Tucker fouls it back. Tucker is one of the game's top prospects, and Astros feel like he is now ready for the big leagues, and he's playing pretty much every day. George Springer is going to be out. He's got a right wrist injury. He injured it yesterday diving for ball in the outfield, so the A's may catch a break there. There may be no Springer in this series. 2-2 pitch, foul tip, swing and a miss, and that's how the ball game starts.
Well, I told you folks to pay attention to the fastball tonight from Chris Bassett, because he's done an outstanding job of locating all four quadrants, expanding the strike zone when necessary, and because he's got that good velo, Kuiper, 94, 95 when he needs to, he can tap into that and overpower guys and compete in the strike zone. And that's a benefit, that's a luxury that not everybody has.
Altuve, a little broken bat, and he's retired. That's a beautiful thing for a pitcher.
That sure is. Little heater in, create some firewood. They'll throw that in the trash can. It's a good job by Bassett to, again, force that fastball inside early on. Let him know I'm gonna work in here all day. It's gonna be hard stuff, and I'm gonna expand when I need to.
Zach Greinke's ready to go. And here is Alex Bregman. Bregman at 235. He's got 3 home runs, 9 RBIs. Got 4 doubles, 12 hits, and 51 at bats. First pitch, called a strike. So again, no George Springer. Nursing that sore right wrist.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing for Oakland. Again, when you think about the threat that Springer represents at the top of the lineup, it could be 1-0 very quickly should you make a mistake to that guy, especially if he's healthy.
Yeah, Springer with 12 RBIs already this year.
At the top of the lineup.
2 pitch runs way inside. Zach Greinke said, I'm just going to sit in the stands for a while. He's been known to do that. Is that as funny to you as it is to me?
I think it's funny to everybody across the league, because if you have grown to love and appreciate the personality of Zach Greinke, you probably feel like there's nobody more built for the isolation and being by himself with his own thoughts than Zach Greinke.
I love it.
I love him.
Simeon charges, gets a nice big hop, and a good inning for Chris Bassett. Needed just 12 pitches and a 1-2-3 inning. In the bottom of the first, starting lineup brought to you by Xfinity. Simeon, Laureano, Olson, Chapman, Canna, Davis, Grossman, Murphy, Kemp. Keep an eye on Matt Olson. He's starting to heat up, as we like to say.
They're going to be taking on the 6-time All-Star Zach Greinke, making his 450th career start, third start of the season. And he's got a pretty good taste in his mouth here in Oakland. You think about what he did last year against the Oakland in 2 starts when he joined the Astros. 2-0, 0.69 ERA, a very nice performance for Zach Greinke.
He's always pitched pretty good against the Athletics. First pitch in for strike to Marcus Simeon. Marcus at 179, a couple of RBIs. He's got a double, and he's got a triple.
And you know, we've highlighted the fastball command early on of Chris Bassett. Pay attention to those numbers right there, 87 miles per hour. Last outing for Zach Greinke, not one heater over 89 miles an hour. You're going to get a steady diet of sliders, steady diet of heaters.
I mean, when he first came up, he was throwing 96, 97 miles an hour.
It was fuzzy, kind of.
Different deal now. There's the shadows, which are now reaching the pitcher's mound, so they move quickly. Greinke in his first start against Seattle went 3 1/3. In his second start against the Angels, 5 2/3. Lost both games, so he's 0-2. That curveball, he pops it up. Yuli Gurriel shading his eyes, and he makes the catch. Here's the Astros defense for tonight. Tucker is in left field. Miles Straw, he's the speed demon. He's in center. Josh Reddick's in right. Bregman, Correa, Altuve, Gurriel. Terrific infield with Martin Maldonado doing the catching. So Martin Maldonado traded back to the Astros yet last year and then signed as a free agent to stay there. Good defensive catcher.
Very good defensive catcher. You know what they've got? Gold Glove defensive catcher. And I've talked about the time we spent together in winter ball out in Puerto Rico, the Mayagüez Indios.
How did you do there?
I had a great time. I enjoyed the beach thoroughly. We also played baseball. We did well there. But it was great watching the evolution of this guy, because he was about 15, 16 years old at the time, Kai.
Strike 3 called, so Laureano finished off quickly. 2 away.
Well, even with the lack of velocity, you can see how command can be your friend. Looks like this thing might have had a little cut on it. They wanted it all the way in there. You see Maldonado reaching ever so slightly back over the middle. It's down, and I think that's the take-home message here. With the slight bit of cut, Laureano might have felt like this bottom was going to fall out.
So 2 away for Olson. So what does Greinke throw? Throws them all. And that's what makes him so good. And he threw them all when he was throwing 96 miles an hour. Now he just doesn't have that velocity, but he can pretty much put it where he wants it. Four home runs and 10 RBIs now for Matt Olson. 2 home runs on Wednesday, another home run yesterday.
Now, something interesting here, Kuip. I'm watching Zach Greinke and Martin Maldonado communicate, and Greinke has waved with his hand. He's flashed a hand sign 1. He just did it again, flashed the number 1.
Yeah, that's a swing and a miss. So Greinke has a good first inning. So both pitchers good first innings. No score after 1 from the Coliseum. Just laugh. This was Zach Greinke, who before the game was sitting in the stands. After his first inning award, back to the stands.
I mean, is that not ideal? You've got the security guard there. You got yourself a doorman. I mean, Just get comfy.
He's got fifth row seats.
I'll have a dog and a soda in the bottom of the third.
Oh man, that's funny. I mean, it's really the only explanation there is for Dallas is that's Greinke. He doesn't care.
No, I mean, care factor non-existent.
Really, that's why. I mean, I love the guy because he just doesn't care.
We are lockstep.
He's sitting in the stands.
It's a beautiful thing to be comfortable in your own skin.
He is definitely. He just does not care what anybody thinks. 1-1 to Michael Brantley, hitting in the cleanup spot. He's DHing tonight. He's got a sore quad, which has bothered him for a while. So Astros being careful with him. They need him in the lineup because he is swinging it, man. 389 is his batting average.
4 for 15 career against Chris Bassett.
I mean, only DJ LeMahieu has a better batting average in the American League. That's Gurriel and then Correa to follow. Down the left field line, Grossman is going to track it down a step into foul territory. So 1 away. Hey, take the A's on the go this season and stream the games on the NBC Sports California.com and the My Teams app. It's all brought to you by our good friends at NorCal Honda Dealers. So here's Gurriel. Gurriel takes outside. One and 0 to Gurriel, 261, couple of home runs. He's got 11 at-bats in his career against Bassett. He's 5 for 11.
Yeah, sees the ball very well off Chris Bassett.
One and 2.
But Bassett feels like he might have a couple tricks up his sleeve. And again, you can start to put the heater where you want it. That really opens up a lot of other avenues.
Gurriel lays off that big overhand curve. Bassett likes to flip that in there once in a while.
And one thing about Gurriel, he also, you remember Todd Frazier in the last series with the Rangers, front foot hitter, does a good job of keeping his hands back. Gurriel, same type.
Strike 3 called on the outside corner, and that's out number 2. So good pitch there by Chris Bassett. He painted the corner.
Well, they got a good call earlier. Good fastball away. Chris Bassett got a little love on it, and this is a good job to go back to that well. If you feel like you're getting the love early, Murph's going to go ahead and put that heater down again, and you can see Murph doing a good job of presenting that very nicely.
So 2 away for Carlos Correa. Correa, broken bat, and that's going to drop in for a hit. Carlos Correa gets the first hit, broken bat. He's off to a good start. Came in with a 386 batting average, 3rd best in the American League.
Good two-seamer here from Chris Bassett. Carlos Correa wins the battle by 1, being strong enough to fight this thing off, but 2, being quick enough to get the hands in just enough. You can see that good hard heater chasing him all the way inside.
So here's Josh Reddick. First pitch to Reddick is a strike. 238 for Reddick to start the season. 10 hits, 42 at-bats. He's got 3 doubles and a triple. Waves at that one off. Speed pitch from Bassett.
Now you're starting to see the full complement of pitches as Marcus Semien will head out to shallow right in the shift. You've seen a curve, slider. Nice little change piece there from Bass.
Right at the knee, strike 3 called. So Bassett a couple of strikeouts in the second inning, bottom of the second, coming up. Get to the game with America's largest 5G network. Matt Chapman to lead it off for the A's here in the bottom of the second. Goes after the first pitch. It's an off-speed pitch, 70 miles an hour. And that's what Greinke will do. He'll drive you crazy is what he'll do.
Well, and I'm a fan of that approach, just not giving in. I'm not going to give you anything to try to get big on at any point in time. You're going to hit my pitch, or at least that's the game plan if you're Zach Greinke, knowing that he might not have that big fastball that he was toting around earlier in his career. He's got to be a little more fine-tuned when it comes to dotting up.
So Canna hitting in the fifth spot, playing in right field tonight. A homer and 8 RBIs. Well, it's fun to watch Greinke pitch now because he really has to pitch even more, and he really is up, down, in, out. 87, 74. Well, I mean, you can learn a lot watching him pitch.
Well, you start to predict the movement of a pitch, and you start to work off of that. If you're Zach Greinke, knowing this is what my slider can do, this is what it renders in the hitter's mind. If it's a strike, I know where I can go.
Hit pretty well to center. Straw going back. Straw waits, and he's got enough room on the warning track.
Well, time now for the Roman Health split screen. And I took note of something yesterday's game. Chris Davis in the hand position. You see on the left, 2019, more center line to his body. They were slightly moving, creating some fluidity. There on the right, yesterday, they are closer to the fire position, more stationary. You're not going to see a ton of movement here, and that's because he feels like he's closer to that ready or to that fire or that launch position for his hands, where typically most hitters end up in the same position when it's time to go. His hands are just closer now to that point. And he kind of talked about how, guys in the clubhouse were just reminding him, hey, KD, you're right. You can hit the ball probably off this planet, but you're a pretty good hitter in general, not just a power guy as well.
We're starting to see some of that. Chris Davis, 4 hits in his last 6 at-bats. The Mark Canna at bat. Watch what happens after Canna makes contact. Watch the bat. And it got holding out right on top of the glove hand, and that hurts.
It sure does. And it might have even probably caught some of that finger as well.
The joys of being a catcher. 70 miles an hour on that breaking ball.
Well, and again, think about the pitch prior and what it did for Chris Davis, and ultimately for Zach Greinke. You saw Chris Davis roll in with the pitch, crowding him inside. You slow him down with an eye-level changing breaking ball, and you catch him out front.
Shallow center, Straw hustling in, can't get it. It pops up over his head. Davis is going to try for second, and he's going to make it. So Chris Davis with one of those big swings, but it's off the end of the bat, and Straw came charging in. He just could not quite get there.
Well, you're right, Kuiper. It is that big swing that led Straw to take that step back. You can see here, just didn't quite break on time. But what I like about this is Chris Davis, as he's rounding first, he sees it hit, and there's zero hesitation. He picks up steam, rolls right into second base with a double. Hey, you know what? That's a byproduct of just being a really strong human being.
So that's the first hit for the A's. It's a 2-out double, and here's Grossman. Grossman got off to the hot start, slowed down a little bit. He's 1 for his last 15. Carlos Correa, the shortstop, playing up the middle. Line foul. It's do or die play for ball boy lefty down there.
Yeah, not a great first step if we're being honest. No, there was no doing.
Do or die, and he did not do it. You didn't like the first step?
No, didn't like the first step. You got to get a better read off the bat. Lefty, slice it towards the line. You got to know these things.
Greinke, 6-time Gold Glove winner, takes care of that. Strand Davis at second. We're headed to inning number 3. No score. Gives you Wi-Fi security with a warning track on a smarter, more secure home Wi-Fi network. If it's connected, it's protected. So Miles Straw to lead things off for the Astros. He's the center fielder, then Maldonado and Tucker. Straw, versatile player, very, very fast. I mean, he can fly.
Oh yeah, cover a lot of ground, and that's why you think if you're going to be able to rebound without the presence of George Springer, figure where can you make up or where can you lessen the blow. Well, you think about the speed for Straw. George Springer, a tremendous defensive center fielder in his own right. And if you're not going to get that offensive production, you at least like to know that you're going to have somebody out there that can range for you.
George Springer sitting this one out with the sore hand, or sore wrist, excuse me. Dusty says, I just want a full team. Everybody's hurt. May not happen this year in the 60-game schedule.
Yeah, and it's never a great sign. I mean, obviously you're taking all the precautions necessary, trying to do everything you can to expedite the healing process, but cast it up.
What if they're trying to trick us and he's in the lineup tomorrow?
I would be offended.
Astros wouldn't do that, would they?
I don't see them doing that.
Canna getting under, and he makes the catch. So let's get to the situation for the Astros, starting with the injuries. And they got some big names that are banged up. They're trying to deal with, of course, Verlander. Don't know if he's going to come back. Osuna looks like Tommy John. He's their closer. And then some pretty good bullpen parts in Davinsky and Peacock and Biagini. Diaz, very good all-around player. He's out. And how about the rookie of the year last year, Yordan Alvarez? He's getting closer, but they're still not quite sure when he's going to come back. But then think about that list. And then on top of that, Jose Urquidy, a young starting pitcher, he's out. Austin Pruitt, starting pitcher they got, was going to help them. He's out. Joe Smith opted out. Okay? And on top of that, Dallas, then think about who they lost in free agency last year. Cole, Miley, Harris, Rondon, McHugh. So you put all that together, and it's almost a completely new pitching staff.
Oh, it is.
I mean, you have Greinke and Verlander. Verlander's up, but it's unbelievable.
Well, that's the key right there, is you have to factor in the subtraction of Verlander at this moment in time. And it absolutely is a completely different look on the mound. Brad Peacock, tremendous job in the postseason.
He was great. But it all starts with losing Verlander. And Osuna, I mean, that's your closer. Osuna's really good. Big left-handed bat. And of course, well, you know what you lost there. So I mean, that's a lot. Well, that's a lot. In Dallas, they have 10 rookie pitchers on their pitching staff. 10 of the 15 guys right now are rookies.
And what made everybody so comfortable or okay in Houston with the departure of Garrett Cole was the acquisition of Zach Greinke, thinking, all right, we can kind of plug this guy in. It might not be Garrett Cole plug and play, but we feel pretty good about what that represents. And now they are leaning heavily on that man.
But I just think that pitching situation for the Astros compared to the A's pitching situation at this point, now, hey, injuries can change a lot, but I just think the Athletics pitching staff as a whole is deeper. It's not relying on a huge amount of veterans, or not relying on a huge amount of rookies. They have a lot of good veterans, the A's do, in their bullpen. And I think, to me, that's the difference right now between the A's and the Astros. Because I think both teams are going to score enough runs.
Sure.
Both teams are going to catch the ball. What are they going to do with their 13, 14, 15 pitchers? That, to me, is advantage A's big time.
And there's a lot of guys, there's a few guys down in the A's bullpen that you feel like, and I know every team feels this way about maybe guys that have been tabbed for 8th inning responsibilities, 9th inning responsibilities. Like, you have a few guys down there you can hand the ball to in the 9th inning. Well, I think the A's truly believe that.
Well, and that's an advantage. But you know, you could have, and I think this is the Astros case, you could have 5 or 6 rookies down in your bullpen that all have nasty stuff, right? And they may be great, but you're just not going to get the consistency that you get from veteran guys when rookies are pitching for the first time and they're starting to pitch a lot because of the season and starters not going as far. One 1-0 to Kyle Tucker. Tucker hits one deep left center field, and that's hit a ton. Laureano near the wall, bangs off the wall. Maldonado read it pretty well. He's going to come around third, and he's going to make it home. Maldonado had to kind of wait to see what was going to happen. And then he took off, and Tucker with a booming double to left center field to give the Astros the 1-0 lead.
Well, unfortunately, this fastball just runs back over the middle, and it's up. And you're right, Kyle Tucker does a great job of getting to this pitch. And Maldonado, as he waits, he sees this thing bounce off the wall. And you wonder if Laureano might have had a better option, kind of playing the carom off. He knows Robbie Grossman's going to be doing his job and backing the play up, but that might be an opportunity for Laureano to play the carom and keep Maldonado at second or maybe just third base instead of coming all the way around to score.
So Tucker gets his 9th RBI. Altuve swung at the first pitch in the first inning. First pitch to him, and he broke his bat, hit a little pop up to short. Skies this one to right center. It's going to be Canna, and Canna grabs it, and that is the second out. So 2 away for Bregman.
2 ABs, 2 pitches, 2 outs for Jose Altuve.
So Bregman steps up. His season last year, 296, 41 home runs, 112 RBIs, 37 doubles, 119 walks.
High level production.
On base percentage 423, slugging percentage 592.
Well, there's no doubt what Alex Bregman is capable of. I think there's fair questions about how one maybe arrives at some of those numbers, but the tools and the skill set is undeniable.
Chops this one, Simeon charges and grabs it, and that'll do it. So RBI double for Kyle Tucker. Astros take a 1-0 lead.
Project Foul Ball Zone is back, and fans can purchase a cutout in our special foul ball section for $149, which includes a signed Stephen Piscotty photograph. If a fan in this section catches a foul ball, they receive a Piscotty autographed ball. So visit athletics.com/cutouts for details.
It's good stuff.
It's a great deal. Foul ball, photo.
Sean Murphy, first hitter to face Greinke here in the third. Kemp to follow, and then Simeon. A little bit outside. A's with a 9-4 record coming into today's action. Their lead over the Astros is 2.5 games. A's have won 6 in a row. 6-3 at home, 3-1 on the road. Very high left field, but in the ballpark. Tucker coming in, and Tucker makes the catch. So it's been a good stretch of baseball for the A's. During this 6-game winning streak, they've outscored their opponents 34-14. The ERA, terrific. They've homered in all 6 games. This sounds a lot like the last 2 years, really. And the bullpen, well, they've been the story really from the first game of the year. But that graphic right there, we could just expand the numbers for what happened in 2018 and 2019. The long ball, good pitching, strong bullpen. So the A's are rolling.
Well, and I think yesterday was indicative of what this lineup is after in terms of, you know, putting those professional at bats together and being able to feed off of each other, not waiting around for that big blast that they know they're capable of, that I think you just have come to anticipate at some point in time. You know, you remember those feelings of just never being down and out of the ball game. You get a runner on, 2 runners on, anybody in this lineup can pop you.
Yep. 0-2 to Tony Kemp. That's low. And a 6-game winning streak in a 60-game season is a big deal.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we're talking about, what is that, like 15 games?
Well, it's a 2.7.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's like a 15-game winning streak. No
Sorry.
big deal, right? Just 15-gamer.
Sorry about that math right there for you.
I got you. Kemp is called out on strikes, and that is the 3rd strikeout for Greinke. Speaking of the 2019 season, well, first of all, it was fun. It's the 2nd straight year that the A's have won 97 games. That's hard to do. 257 home runs. That's a franchise record. 7 players with 20 or more home runs. That's a franchise record. Fewest errors with 80. That's a franchise record. No surprise with those 2 gentlemen either. They will continue to win Gold Gloves. Marcus Semien, an MVP candidate. High hopes going into this season with really pretty much the same team.
Yeah, well, that's, I was going to say, and justifiably so, because you've got the same cast of characters coming back. And it's something we've been talking about this club for the past few years, a group that has succeeded together at every level. They have arrived together and started to succeed at this level together. So it's a level of expectation.
Driven to right center field. Reddick can't get it. Backed up nicely by Straw, and he fires it back in. So Kemp, who was retired, and Semien gets the base hit. Reddick, we've seen him make that play, man. He was flying across toward right center. He just missed it.
Well, not an easy play either. You can see Marcus kind of pointing out, talking about the sun. And as Red is trying to track this, lays out just not enough leather, but a heck of a job by the speedy Straw, keeping Semien at first base.
Here's Laureano. Laureano called out on strikes in the 1st. the middle. Altuve's there. Goes to first in time. Side. Retired runner left for the A's. We're on to the 4th inning. The Astros with a 1-0 lead. Coliseum, the Astros with a 1-0 lead over the A's. It'll be Brantley, Gurriel, and Correa. First pitch way outside. Astros come in 6-6. They're 3-3 at home, 3-3 on the road. They just lost 2 out of 3 in Arizona. Chapman, Simeon, Grossman, nobody can get it. They had a game yesterday in Arizona where Bregman had a big 2-run homer late. They went to the bottom of the 9th in Arizona, up by a run. But the Diamondbacks scored 2 in the bottom of the 9th. And shocked the Astros, and that was the rubber game of the series. So Dusty not happy with that one. He said it hurt. Yeah, I felt that it hurt.
The Red Rocket, Cole Calhoun.
Right.
Calhoun. Tugging one down the right field line. Ended it.
It's the final stop on a 3-city trip for Houston. They started with winning 2 out of 3 in Anaheim and then lost 2 out of 3 in Arizona. Skied to left center. Laureano. He's got it. So that's the first out here in the 4th inning. Old friends, Dusty Baker, Bob Melvin, both have been managing a very, very long time in the big leagues, and they're both as good as there is.
They're both high-quality individuals, I think, first and foremost.
Absolutely.
Which is kind of why I made the comment I did about Dusty Baker being the best acquisition of the offseason pre-pandemic. When you think about what the Houston Astros had ahead of them, take a look at the active list of the all-time managers.
Right at Laureano.
But it was considering what was coming for the Houston Astros, what they had just been through, losing their manager, A.J. Hinch. And you bring a veteran in like that, Dusty Baker, and one of the first things he did was put the attention on himself and then go to bat for his guys. And regardless of how you feel about the situation specifically, to have a manager come in and take that stand very early on, put himself in front of all the arrows, as a ball player, you have to appreciate that. And that's why Dusty has the respect he does around the game, whether it's throughout the front offices or players. You know what that man's about.
Yeah, and that's not easy to do, especially when you weren't involved in the situation that you're talking about.
Right, not much skin in the game.
It was a bad situation.
Right.
Other people did things wrong. Dusty had to try to get through it, move past it. Dusty Baker finished his playing career with the Oakland A's in 1985 and 1986. Pretty good career, 242 career home runs. Played on some really good Dodger teams in the mid to late 70s, early 80s.
So did you have a couple Silver Sluggers as well?
That would not surprise me.
The fastball gets away from Bassett. You've seen him use that slider as well against these righties. Maybe not necessarily for the punch out at times, but just seeing if he can garner that weak contact off the cap. Try to paint one down and away.
3-2 pitch is up and in, and Correa, after singling in the second, walks here in the fourth with 2 outs.
Now batting, number 22, Josh Reddick.
The slider chase percentage the last 4 seasons. Well, why not just look to this season? Look at the difference. Wow. Something good happening there.
Well, it's just I think it's a matter of being able to tighten that pitch up, and he's gotten a good feel for it.
Grossman's going to have to hustle in. He will. He'll get there, and he makes the catch. Reddick's retired, and so are the Astros. Bottom of the fourth coming up. Olsen to lead it off.
Baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by Kelly Moore Paints, the Painter's Paint Store, and by Pizza Guys.
Well, we missed that parking lot being full. We really.
I tell you, that's one of my favorite parts about showing up to the ballpark, because when I'm here, I get to cruise in on my fat scoot.
Where's the fat scoot?
That's at home right now, charging.
Okay.
But you get the reception of the fans. You can smell all of the tailgating.
Yep, usually pretty good tailgating going on.
Just wonderful aromas all around the ballpark. It's something I truly miss.
I think we all do. 1-0 to Matt Olson. 2-0 to Matt Olson.
So now check this out, fans. Typically, there's a couple different systems guys will use to communicate with the catcher in terms of signals. You can see Greinke flash a 2. That could very well mean second sign. That could very well mean chase the 2, mean the sign after the 2. And that could also mean maybe sequencing for Zach Greinke and Martin Maldonado, staying 1 pitch ahead. And there's a lot to be said about, I think, the worry across baseball when it comes to sign stealing.
Yeah, you don't see too many guys do what he did. That one is drilled to center, right at Miles Straw. Cannot hit it any harder. So 1 away here in the fourth. But really, it also tells you a little bit about the pitcher that, I mean, I would imagine some guys just put the sign down, and whatever you put down, I'll throw. He's thinking much deeper than that, right? How can I control this game even more and how it's being called?
No doubt.
Fastball inside to Matt Chapman.
And I'm looking at Maldonado, and it doesn't appear that he's wearing an indicator of sorts, and I haven't got a great shot of what the forearm side looks like on those wristbands.
Good swing there by Matt Chapman.
But sometimes those are color-coded, number-coded, but it doesn't appear that there's any of that. But you can see Maldonado there. Greinke 2 fingers down.
So a big curveball hit pretty well to right center. Reddick on the move, and it is off the wall. Reddick grabs it, gets it back in, and Chapman with a leadoff double. So that time Chapman waited nicely on a big curveball.
Well, that's it. Maybe Chappie's picking up signs too. But you're right, Kuiper. He waits on this big slow bender from Greinke. And he may have thought he got enough of it initially. Miles Straw ranging, makes an effort. There's Reddick playing the carom, but a good job by Matt Chapman staying back, waiting on that big slow hook.
So third hit for the A's against Greinke. And here's Marcano. Fastball for strike to Canna. Canna 0 for 1, fly ball to center field in the second. Big curve, 66 miles an hour. You won't see a lot of pitches slower than that, except maybe a knuckleball.
Oh, and Greinke's showing you right now, it's a gas and brake type of approach for him. Slow you down, speed you up. Slow you down, speed you up. And now him and Maldonado here trying to get on the same page. And again, cognizant of the runner at second.
Seems like almost like high alert with the guy on second base now.
Yeah. Well, I think we can all agree it's never any fun if you feel like it's not a level playing field. You feel like you kind of know what's coming. It's got to be a tough way to pitch.
Canna takes that one low. So now it's 3-1 with Chris Davis waiting in the on-deck circle.
And this is where I'd like to see the Oakland A's become extremely patient. Zack Greinke has really struggled to get guys to fish at that off speed. They're only chasing off speed about 25% of the time out of Greinke. League average around 34%.
Greinke grabs it, and he caught it in the air, so he grabbed it before it hit the ground, turns around, throws to second, and that's a double play. So a nice play by Greinke defensively.
Here, athlete alert. Zack Greinke picking it up right off the dirt on over to Tubes. Nice little soft liner double up. And you know, there's a couple different schools of thought when it comes to finishing your pitches nowadays. And the high velocity guys, there's a lot that goes into being able to create the torque, create the velocity. And then you take a guy like Zack Greinke at this stage in his career. We talked about 95, 96 in the early part. Now maybe not so much, but for him to be able to finish the pitch and end up in a defensive position, sure, that's ideal, I think, for everybody, because you'd love to be able to field your position and become that extra fielder, but that might not be in the cards for everybody. But Zack Greinke does a tremendous job of finishing the pitch and then becoming that extra defender.
Well, that was a perfect example, and if he doesn't catch it, it's probably still an out, but there's a runner at third and 2 out. Oh, 1-1 to Martin Maldonado, who walked and scored in the third. Scored on Tucker's double. That's the only run in the game. Bassett with 3 strikeouts so far. Last year, Bassett in 144 innings and 141 strikeouts. Right around the strikeout per inning, which is pretty good.
Well, even as a guy who in my career relied heavily on my defense, you love to be able to alleviate that at times and get that big punch out when you need to, or start the inning off with a nice punch out, give you some momentum heading into the remaining 2 outs.
Fouled again with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball from Bassett. Bassett finished last year with a 10-5 record.
A really good year for Bass.
Yes, he did. 25 starts. 2-2 now.
This is how he went about his business last year. Take a look at the arsenal. Sinker, slider, creating intersections on both sides of the plate. Big four-seam fastball up top, good velocity. Work a curveball off of that. And if he ever feels like you're on anything else, he's going to drop that changeup on you.
StatCast powered by Google Cloud. The plate. So good battle here between Bassett and Maldonado.
It has been. He's been able to fight off, he being Maldonado, some good fastballs from Chris Bassett. And I was in step with him there. I was thinking curveball as well. The way Maldonado took a curveball earlier in the AB, you could see him kind of out on that front foot.
And another walk. So Maldonado, third inning, a one-out walk. Same thing here in the fifth.
Number 30, Kyle Tucker.
So 3 walks now for Bassett to go with his 3 strikeouts. And here's Kyle Tucker.
And Tucker hit that loud double out to left center, scoring Maldonado.
The 9th RBI for Tucker. Broken bat. Could be trouble. Marcus over the shoulder catch. Nicely done. Didn't look like Laureano was going to be able to get to it. Marcus had to run a long ways, but he tracked it down.
And not an easy play for Marcus Semien when you consider where he started, where he's ranging, and then this ball is coming off the bat of a left-hander, sort of fading back over the right shoulder, over the left shoulder of Marcus Semien. So that's not just a directly over the shoulder catch. That ball is sort of fading away as well. And you have to consider the glove and the web capacity of Marcus Semien at that angle. Not an easy play to make at all.
Altuve goes after the first pitch, pops it up. Murphy, maybe.
Well, this is the third at bat for Jose Altuve. That is the third pitch Jose Altuve has seen. That is the third pitch Jose Altuve has offered at. And something tells me that when you're not going good and you might not have all the resources at your disposal that you may have had in the past, you've got to start hunting stuff early on.
This went down the right field line. Altuve has a home run against Bassett in his career. It happened last year.
Well, it's just a matter of location there. Dead center. Some loud noise.
I forgot about that.
I tried to wipe it away as well.
To Altuve. Another one right side foul.
Well, and if I'm Chris Bassett and Sean Murphy right here, I'm working the old meat ladder here. Higher than high. You've gone high, a little higher. Let's keep chasing him up out of the zone, see if he's going to offer at it. He's in swing mode right now. In worst case scenario, you make your pitch up in the zone here. He takes it, and then you're able to slow him down with that big bender, and you're probably going to get the fish to bite.
Did you know that Jose Altuve had 31 home runs last year?
Yeah.
And he did it in 124 games. He missed some time, had a hamstring issue. 31 bombs. Another foul ball. The most Altuve had hit in any season before that was 24. I think if you're a right-handed hitter with some pop in their ballpark, you're going to hit some home runs there.
Oh, absolutely.
It's a good ballpark to hit it, I think, especially if you're right-handed.
Well, it's one of those ballparks kind of like Fenway. You can really gear an approach.
Canna and Laureano coming together. It'll be Mark Canna who grabs it. The one-out walk does not hurt Chris Bassett. Bottom of the fifth coming up.
Friends, well, now is the chance to get a Coliseum pet cutout for the animal in your life. Coliseum pet cutouts are $89 each, with proceeds benefiting Tony La Russa's ARF Animal Rescue Foundation and the East Bay SPCA. So visit athletics.com/cutouts for details. Treat your dog, folks. If you got a cat, you can involve them too. But if they don't get the right seat, believe you me, that's going to be your fault. Your dog's just going to be happy to be here.
Just another thing we agree on. I thought you made a great point the other night. We were discussing whether we were cat people or dog people, and the fact that a cat just looks at you and they continue to stare at you until, even if you've done absolutely nothing wrong for the last month, you will start thinking that you did something wrong.
Yeah. Litter box? What did I do? Is there no water? What? Oh, you're just a cat.
It's just not fair.
Well, I tell you what's not fair, Kuip, is if KD starts to, or should I say continues to build on what we have seen him do here recently, some loud contact, chipping away. And I know we've mentioned length in the lineup. Chris Davis, again, you plug him in, and as he sits right now, 6, 7 spot, just lurking.
Greinke keeping it away, no surprise there.
No, and that's what Greinke wants to do. You know, he not a ton of success with the fastballs on the inside part of the plate, but as far as dotting stuff up away, really about as good as it gets.
2-2 pitch. There's a liner, but into the glove of Yuli Gurriel for the first out. Zach Greinke made his major league debut right here at the Coliseum. He did it with the Kansas City Royals. He was the Royals' first-round draft pick. This is way back in 2004. Zach Greinke, just a youngster. He's 36 years old now. He looks like, well, he looks like Justin Bieber, so he looks like.
That's a great call. Great call, Kuip.
He went 8-11 in that rookie year. You could tell that, yep, it was the real deal.
Well, it looked like that curveball had a little extra hair on it back then.
Yep. So he's got one more year left on that huge contract that he signed with the Diamondbacks, over $200 million. And Grossman gets hit. So Grossman will be a one-out base runner, so a speedy base runner as well.
Well, and a good job by Gross. You see the spin on that fastball. Just slide off center. Cutting it in under the hands. Robbie Grossman says, I'm not giving in, I'm not moving. I'll go ahead and sew that one on. The A's have a base runner here in the 5th inning trying to go to work.
Sean Murphy. Wins leaders among active pitchers: Verlander 226, Greinke 205. And as I said, he's got one more left on his contract. I think he's a Hall of Famer, don't you?
I would think so. I would think, you know, without readily being able to dive into those numbers right now.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, my point is he's 205 and 123, which is a ridiculous winning percentage. A couple more years, he'll add to that total sum. But Gold Glove 6 times, you know, that kind of thing.
Sure. Just the presence.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he's got a good shot, put it that way. That's going to get through into center field, a base hit. Grossman's going to try for third. Here comes Straw's throw. It's cut off, and the A's have first and third with 1 out.
Well, this all starts with Sean Murphy's outstanding AB. Not trying to get big. Takes this little breaker down to the zone. And you can see him maybe a little out front, but he keeps the head down, is able to get around it just enough, shoot it up the middle. And the aggressive and speedy Robbie Grossman, as you pointed out, partner, goes first to third, putting pressure on the defense here. And Zach Greinke's in a little bit of a jam, but just a great job by Murph. And how about Grossy heel-tone it all the way over to third. That's the type of aggression that this team is capable of. And now they've got Zach Greinke right now in a little bit of a spot.
So here's Tony Kemp.
Grossy see it through. Head down. Good hustle.
Tony Kemp struck out looking in the third. That one floats outside. So now the count's 2-0 with Marcus Semien up next.
Again, a great opportunity here to continue to put the pressure on Zach Greinke. Got runners on base. For Zach Greinke, 56% of the base runners he's had this year have scored. Average across the big leagues, 29% for starting pitchers.
And he stays outside, and now it's 3-0. Step onto the grass, and there's the walk. So here's Marcus Semien. Marcus got Greinke last year.
Marcus Semien.
That's right, back in August. Semien pulling him in. Time to bash, baby.
Marcus steps up, pop out in the first, single in the third. First pitch is on the inside corner for a strike. Grossman at third, Murphy at second, Kemp at first. Field at double play depth, outfield shifted into right center. He tries to go inside again.
Well, trying to crowd Marcus, maybe try to get him to just top something over to the left side, get him an easy ground ball double play. Love to see Marcus let one of those sliders travel deep, maybe punch it to the right side. Should he get something out over the plate he could handle.
Down and in, so now it's 2-1.
There's a ton of movement on that pitch, almost like a power changeup, sinker type hybrid at 86 miles an hour. Again, average fastball velo for Greinke right now about 87 or so, down from 89.9 last year.
So the meeting at the mound comes to an end. So you don't always get a lot of opportunities against Greinke, and when you do have one, you really have to cash in. Off speed, first strike. So now it's 2-2.
They've done a lot of work inside in this AB.
Fouled straight back, and he went up and in that time.
When it doesn't look like Zach Greinke and Martin Maldonado are going to give in. They are not looking to give Marcus Semien anything away. Again, Greinke's been able to do a great job of spotting up away with 2 strikes.
See when he throws Marcus on 2-2. In the dirt. So the count is full with 1 out.
Not an easy block here for Maldonado. You can see him does a good job of turning the glove over and really getting that glove out there to knock it down before it has the opportunity to bounce and kick up. It could go left or right, maybe graze something and end up a wild pitch or a pass ball.
Greinke delivers, and the ball's hit to short. Out at second, and that's a double play. So Zach Greinke works his magic, gets the double play, and the A's do not score. Episode of Race in America, A Candid Conversation. Host Monty Poole talks with Apple Music's global head of hip-hop and R&B, Ebro Darden. It's tonight following A's postgame live. It is the 6th inning here at the Coliseum, with the Astros leading 1-0. Speaking of 1-0, the Rays beat the Yankees tonight 1-0 in St. Petersburg. Rays got a run in the bottom of the 8th.
How about that? Blake Snell on the bump today.
He was great. Both teams with just 2 hits in the game. The Rays winning. Laureano is going to have room out there, circles around and makes the catch. Bregman's out.
Well, a little bit of a jam for Mr. Greinke last half inning, and he says, hey boys.
Number 23.
It's all right.
Oh, you know, did you see what he said? He said, good job, everybody.
Yes.
Good job, everybody. We joked in the break. He looks like he's really uptight out there, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Like he's nervous.
Just sweating bullets.
We're joking, by the way.
Just slow the game down, Zach. You'll be all right.
Good job, everybody. Oh. Here's Brantley. Angels leading the Rangers 3-1, bottom of the 4th in Texas. Canning and Lyles, the pitching matchup there, first of 3. Angels just won 2 out of 3 up in Seattle. Remember, the A's will be in Anaheim Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Inside the break. And the Rockies leading the Seattle Mariners 2-1 in the 3rd inning. That is up in Seattle. Kikuchi is pitching for Seattle.
Rockies playing some good baseball.
Yeah, they are. Rockies are 9-3. Half-game lead over the Dodgers in the NL West. Olsen on the backhand. So 2 outs here in the 6th. So with the Yankees lost, they're now 9-4. The Minnesota Twins. Twins are playing right now. The Twins are 10-3. The mighty Miami Marlins 6-1. Cubs are 10-3, and then the Rockies 9-3. Those are some of the best records throughout baseball.
I tell you, I don't care what team you hold your allegiance with. You've got to be pulling for the Miami Marlins in some capacity.
6-1. Baseball was so close to getting everybody playing tonight, and they couldn't do it. Cardinals had a couple more positive tests. The Cardinals were all set to play the Cubs this weekend in St. Louis, but this morning they found out they had a couple more tests, and now they're checking again, so they have postponed that entire weekend series in Seattle.
That makes
so close.
That makes 12 days in a row that Major League Baseball has canceled at least one game.
Well, it's going to be 13 and 14 because of that series being canceled through Sunday.
But I feel like as you kind of take note of what's going on around the league, you're following your players on social media and the teams, I feel like there's a collective effort to make sure that we're able to keep a lid on this thing.
Yeah, it does seem that way. Hit pretty well toward left. Grossman's going back near the wall. He's got it. So 3 up, 3 down inning for Chris Bassett. Bottom of the 6th coming up. Laureano to lead it off.
This is 7,176 of our closest friends.
Good crowd.
Lock in your cutout order now with proceeds benefiting the A's Community Fund. Head to athletics.com/cutouts to become part of our attendance here at the Coliseum. Athletics.com/cutouts.
Big Bart's here. Bartolo Colon is in the house. It'd be fun to sit next to him for a game.
That's the sexiest slice of cardboard in the house.
Oh my gosh. It's my favorite Twitter handle, Bartolo's Cologne. Have you seen it?
Oh yeah.
It's beautiful.
Quality content.
Bartolo's Cologne. We missed the big fella. He wanted to pitch this year. I don't think he is with anybody though, is he?
Oh, he's pitching somewhere. He's probably on a mound right now throwing his 45th strike in a row. Yeah,
he was fun. Oh my goodness. Nicest guy in the world.
And forgive me, but I always have to tell the story about Bart and just his preparation on game day, walking around the clubhouse, and just picture this, folks. A 30-pound dumbbell, okay? A 30-pound dumbbell, and Bartolo Colon is walking around the clubhouse.
Straw coming in, he'll play it on a hop, it bounces over his head. He slipped and Laureano's off to the races, flips the helmet off, headed for third, and he's gonna stop at third, and that's a leadoff triple. Well, the A's caught a break. Miles Straw came in, and then he realized he wasn't gonna catch it, so he put the brakes on. He did the right thing there, but then he slipped.
Well, that's it. A little dewy out there. Oh, and that has got to be a terrible feeling for Miles Straw. Watching that baseball bounce over his head, you can see Laureano going to take his single, and then boom, high gear. He's going to reach back and grab third. Get off me, Lid. Picking him up and putting him down. Getaway sticks in full motion. Cadillacing in on into third base for a leadoff triple. Get him lazy.
So here's Olsen. 3 infielders to the right side. They're halfway in. Tapped foul. So it is a triple for Laureano.
And that has got to be one of the loneliest feelings in the world that Miles Straw just felt. Knowing there's nobody behind you. You got a speedy Laureano getting ready to make a few left turns. You've got to hightail it and get back to that baseball. Good job to make up.
Well, especially when it's a 1-0 game.
Well, that's it. You can see him try to put those brakes on very quickly, but you see his feet, not a wide base, sort of trying to chop his steps with a narrow base underneath himself. Heels kick out from under him, and we know how the rest ends up.
Catcher called timeout.
And you can see Greinke, it's like he's saying, go with the one.
High with a breaking ball.
Matty Mustache able to hold up. Sure did.
Olsen a strikeout and a line drive to first. Popped up and it'll be back into the seats. Trying to tie up this ball game. Close, and now it's a full count. Chapman to follow. Strike three called at the knees on the outside corner. So he took a little off, turned it over a little bit, it looked like.
Well, there it is, Kuip. Just a little 87-mile-an-hour heater, low paint. Like you said, maybe add a little movement to it, but it's a four-seam fastball that, again, Greinke just dots up on the outside corner. Remember, I told you folks about him being able to locate away with two strikes. Since 2018, has located pitches away with two strikes at a 66% clip. Nobody better in baseball.
Chapman with a swing and a miss, 89 miles an hour. Chapman had a double in the fourth, doubled with one out. Swing and a miss, and now it's 0-2. There's something to be said about being able to get swing throughs with a pitch that's 87, 88 miles an hour.
Well, and not only that, Kuip, but that's right in the heart of the strike zone.
Well, there has to be some movement on it.
Well, and it's just, again, what does this pitch look like coming in, picking up spin if you're a hitter?
Blocked, and Maldonado did a nice job saving a run.
Well, and watch the top half of Maldonado get over this baseball. It's one thing to get in front and become a wall, but you see how he bodies up and gets that angle down? That helps deaden the baseball, keep it in front. It eliminates any sort of egregious kick. You can see it kick out to the left side there. But if he's more upright, there's a good chance that ball kicks hard left, and we've got a tie ball game.
1-2 pitch. And he got him swinging. That one just bottomed out.
Well, that pitch reminds me of the Felix Hernandez power changeup, power two-seamer. And this thing, not a ton of separation in velocity off of the fastball or off of that cutter that he's featuring as well. And that's exactly what this is, just at the same velocity as the cutter and the fastball that we've seen tonight, just a completely different profile movement.
So now it's up to Canha. And curve spins in for a strike. 4 strikeouts tonight for Greinke, make it 5, excuse me. So that is where he is in the all-time strikeout list. He's 26th, closing in on David Cone. A lot of punch-outs. And now he jumps ahead of Canha, 0-2.
Punching more tickets than a Hamilton box office.
got to fight. Mariano led off the inning with a triple. He kicks and delivers, and that one in the dirt. What's going through Miles Straw's mind?
Please.
Please.
Please make a pitch. And if it's in the air, I don't care where, I will catch it. I will run through teammates, walls, doesn't matter.
Two pitch. And Greinke thought it was strike three. Right at the knees, call the ball.
Well, in some circles, we'd call this a pitcher's pitch. Maybe not this half inning, but a great job of locating down and potentially out of harm's way for Greinke. Feels like he made a good pitch, maybe just below the hollow of the knee of Mark Canha. But if you're the Houston Astros and Greinke, you'd like to have that.
Two. Out in front, down the left field line. Carlos Correa, the shortstop, makes the catch. And Greinke works his way out of a jam. So a little frustration for the A's in the last couple innings.
A's baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by Cresco, your #1 choice for tool and equipment rental with 19 stores to serve you in Northern California. And by Wiener Schnitzel.
Some of the great pictures here at the Coliseum. Hudson, Mark Mulder. Astros with a 1-0 lead. It is the 7th inning. So Chris Bassitt will face Correa, Reddick, and Straw. Bassitt 75 pitches through 6 innings. His bullpen is quiet. Big Josh James, right-hander, starting to throw in the Astros bullpen.
Sliding back into the bullpen.
Big fella. Chapman's got it. Chapman's thrown in time. Carlos Correa is out.
You know, Kuiper, I wanted to finish that story on Bartolo Colon.
Yes.
But I mentioned 30-pound dumbbell walking around the clubhouse. Now imagine that dumbbell being, holding your arm at a 90-degree angle. And him having that dumbbell in his hand and just very easily, almost effortlessly, slamming that dumbbell, just whipping it back and forth, kind of loosening up that shoulder, loosening up the old rotator cuff. A guy like me would have been on the shelf for about 3 years trying to do something like that. And just with a big smile and a hearty chuckle on his face, going about his business, getting the old whip ready. It's just a sight,
Absolutely.
One of those things you take in visually and you just stop and you just admire.
Reddick way out in front, pulls it dead red and foul. 1-2 the count. Reddick a strikeout and a fly ball to left field. He's never had a hit against Bassitt. He's 0 for 12. Toward right field. Canha hustling back. Canha puts that left hand out, makes the catch. Nice play by Mark Canha.
Well, he got a changeup, and he just drops the head on it. Very solid contact, but Mark Canha, great athlete. Really no uncomfortable spot for him on the baseball field. Reaches up, corrals it. Josh Reddick hit it hard, but no fruit to bear.
So 2 away for Miles Straw. Two hits in the game for the Astros, 5 hits for the Athletics. The run in the game came in the 3rd. On a double by Kyle Tucker that scored Martin Maldonado.
A couple of good pitches back to back for Chris Bassett. Not getting the calls. Staying consistent.
Gets that call. 2-2.
Well, good job by Murph to kind of stick that pitch going across his body. Sometimes you can inadvertently ride that pitch out of the zone, even though it's a strike. Just bad optics for Adrian behind the dish, but everybody hangs with it.
Straw fouls it straight back. 86 pitches for Bassett. 66 in his first start, 83 in his second start. Just fine. Well, it'll be interesting to see if Greinke goes back out. Josh James is warming up like he's coming in. Greinke in the dugout, sitting at 84 pitches.
Well, I'm not sure if Greinke has spent the time in the dugout or in the stands. But with him in the dugout and putting a jacket on, maybe having some conversations, that could mean the end of his night.
Three-two pitch to Straw. Lined, and that's a base hit. So Miles Straw has the 3rd hit for the Astros.
Now batting, number 15, Martin Maldonado.
Well, an extended battle between Straw and Chris Bassett, and Straw ends up winning. Taking advantage of a heater middle here for Straw. And really, that's been the tale of the tape thus far this evening, is just being able to capitalize on a small mistake and then otherwise being able to wiggle out of jams for the Houston Astros.
And for the first time tonight, action in the A's bullpen. J.B. Wendelken is throwing. Just starting right now. Keep an eye on Miles Straw. We have told you he's very fast. Pitch a touch outside. Straw has 3 steals this year. He has not been thrown out. The Astros have 8 steals as a team. Astros leading the American League in runs scored, even though they really haven't clicked offensively. How do you figure that? I know that doesn't make much sense, but deep to left, but foul. They're hitting .253 as a team. They've scored 72 runs.
Well, some timely knocks will do that.
That's right.
I think that's probably the story.
And maybe a little bit like the Athletics, home runs when needed. Astros are 6-6 on the year. They've scored 72 runs. The A's have scored 58. Well, Miles back to the bag.
And not a huge difference, Kuiper, but they are hitting a couple points higher with runners in scoring position as a team. But I think what we've seen tonight is a good indication of maybe if the whole offense isn't getting it done, it's that one big knock at the right time that can do it.
Laureano says, I got it. And he does. So a hit and a runner left. 7th inning stretch time. It's 1-0 Houston.
Outstanding effort from our man Chris Bassett. 7 innings of good work. Zach Houdini doing a good job of wiggling out of some jams. Quite a pitcher's duel tonight, my friend.
All right, stay tuned for more Schutte and Brody, an A's postgame live presented by Toyota. So it's 1-0, bottom of the 7th inning. Quite a pitcher's duel, Bassett and Greinke. Greinke is out. The new pitcher is Josh James. Big right-hander. And as Dallas mentioned, James, with a couple of starts, he got a shot at that rotation, but did not pitch well. So they put him in the bullpen. But we've seen him, he's a hard thrower. Josh James.
Well, I think this is a scenario where you're able to maximize Josh James. You're able to maximize the arm, the stuff. Instead of him maybe going out and trying to figure out a way to pace himself and work into that starter mentality. He can get out here, let it eat, let that live arm go to work. Not worry about saving anything for the later rounds.
Well, this is what he can do out of the bullpen, Dallas. Last year, his ERA was not great, 4.70, 49 games. He pitched in 61 1/3 innings. He struck out 100.
Yeah.
Zach Greinke's going to go back to his seat. Watch the rest of the ball game. Good swing by Chris Davis. But the problem for James, he walked 11 total in his 2 starts this year.
And that is an issue.
Yeah.
Cannot have free passes. Leadoff walks rarely turn out well. 2-out walks can break your back. You just don't want to create traffic for yourself.
Hit to center. Straw going back. Straw's going to have room, and he's got it. So Chris Davis is retired. 1 away here in the bottom of the 7th.
Well, this is how you do it, fans. You go out, you deal for 7, 7 shut, go hang out with some cardboard cutout friends of mine, put a mask on, maintain a great social distance from myself and any teammates. Just your average Friday night for Zach Greinke.
Listen, when you are the owner of a 6-year, $206 million contract, I wouldn't worry about anything either. Right center. That one's deep, and that baby's gone. Grossman ties it. Another late, important home run for the Athletics. First one of the year for Robbie Grossman.
Well, you saw Zach Greinke tugging on his N95 mask. Robbie Grossman tugging on a 95-mile-an-hour heater from Double J. Josh James. Exit stage right. All aboard. Next stop, Pound Town.
So just like that, we're tied at 1.
And look at the balance. You can see Robbie Grossman backside into it. That was loud noise, Robbie. Go ahead and gear down, my friend. Enjoy those 3 left turns.
Cued toward first. Murphy's out, 2 away. These are 9-1 when they hit a home run, 0-3 when they don't. The good news is they hit a lot of them. That was their 16th home run. And This is their 14th game.
And you saw Chris Bassett there, very appreciative of the big knock. Spitting the hook.
First pitch to Kemp. He lines one toward left center field. That's a base hit. 7 hits now for the A's.
And I've been all over Tony Kemp and the job he's done at the bottom of the lineup for the Oakland A's, given the opportunities he's gotten recently. And he continues to do what you expect from Tony at this point in time, but really what you're looking for in a guy who's able to flip that lineup over and get it to the boppers at the top. Tony Kemp doing a fine job right now.
Brent Strum, the pitching coach, is going to head out. Andre Scrub, the right-hander, starts to throw.
Look at the numbers.
Hey, we got hit movies, current shows, exclusive originals, and timely updates. Watch for free. Upgrade for more. It's called PeacockTV.com. So Marcus Semien at the top of the order. Semien is 1 for 3. So Robbie Grossman with a solo shot here in the bottom of the 7th.
And you hope that can inject some life into the rest of the lineup here.
Foul. Curveball that kind of sat in the middle. Some type of breaking ball.
Well, and you can see with his stuff why Josh James has the ability to punch guys out the way he does. Obviously good velocity, good tight breaking balls. But if you can't control them, you make it tough.
Kemp had a big lead and he may have been going, so he had to scramble back. The pickoff throw was not a real accurate throw.
Well, you're right. You can see TK creeping, was actually all but on his way. He's out there again.
He's got a very good lead.
Well, with Josh James holding the ball there, there's a little saying we have 3 times almost never, meaning rarely will you get this guy to pick over for a 3rd time in a row. He might even try to go quickly after his set. Wonder what TK's thinking here.
Dancing off.
And there it is. Tony Kemp officially paying rent in the head of Josh James.
Kemp not running. They pitch out. He's not going anywhere.
And this is beautiful. A couple different looks from Tony Kemp over there as well. That last lead he's taken more lax, kind of standing upright, almost setting the pitcher up like you picked over 3 times here. I'm just going to relax. Don't worry about me. Pitch out. And this can also be a matter of trying to give Scrub some more time down there to get loose. Should this at bat not end up the way the Astros would like it to.
running. So a very close pitch. Marcus was able to check his swing.
And this is very close on the pitch. Good job of holding up by Simeon.
Looked like he did. Big hole on the right side for Marcus. That would have to be strike 3 call. So the A's tied on Grossman's first home run of the year. So a clutch late inning home run for the A's. They've hit a lot of those already this year. 8th inning coming up. We got a 1-1 game. Robbie Grossman, solo shot ties it. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up and brake expert. So Joaquim Soria comes in. His 7th appearance, has not allowed a run yet. 11 strikeouts in 6 2/3 innings, so he's off to a nice start. He'll face the top of this Astros lineup: Tucker, Altuve, and Braden. Big shift on for Kyle Tucker. Chris Bassitt, 7 innings, 3 hits, a run, 3 walks, 3 strikeouts. Another very solid outing for Bassitt.
You almost get the feeling that he's taking strides right before your very eyes. Sort of graduating in approach, understanding the importance of efficiency.
On the season now for Bassitt, 16 2/3 innings. He's allowed just 2 runs. He's allowed just 11 hits. So 3 good outings for Chris Bassitt.
It's honestly, it's performances like that that can, start that fire of friendly competition within the rotation.
Good pitch by Soria. He strikes out Tucker for the first out. All right, time now for Stats with Lowe's. Best bullpen ERA in the American League. These are second at 1.80. Indians, well, their whole pitching staff's been very good. But this is just the bullpen numbers. So they are the unsung heroes so far this year. Astros are on there, even though they got a whole bunch of youngsters down in that bullpen.
You just look at that list. Indians, A's, Twins, Yankees, Rays, Astros. You look at playoff probability right now. A lot of those teams have very, very, very strong odds as we sit today.
Yep.
And the bullpen's a big part of all of that.
Especially with 16 teams going. Altuve has a base hit. So 1 out base runner for the Astros.
Well, it wasn't on the first pitch, but he did find one he liked. Fastball center cut from Soria.
So here's Bregman. The Miami Marlins won again, Dallas. They beat the Mets 4-3 in New York. The Marlins are 7-1.
Those fish sticks are hot right now.
7-1. Bregman takes in the dirt. Royals beat the Twins 3-2, so the Twins are now 10-4. So they've lost their last 2 games. White Sox beat the Indians, so the White Sox trying to stay close to Cleveland and Minnesota. Sox like their chances this year to sneak into the postseason.
They might like him, but I don't know what those odds look like.
No, you don't like him?
I think they're just under a coin flip.
Quick throw, and Altuve, who's always a threat to run. Rangers leading the Angels 4-3. Top of the 6th inning. That's not close, and it's 2-1 to Bregman. Bregman is 0 for 3. So this is, I was going to say this is the tough part of the Astros lineup, but their lineup's pretty deep, even without Springer and Alvarez. 3-1 to Bregman. Michael Brantley is in the on-deck circle. 8th inning.
And there's not much room for error as you start to work your way through this lineup. And though we highlighted the struggles, some guys down there that have the opportunity to turn it on come crunch time.
Bounce slow to the right side. Kemp, he's got it. His throw to first, and they just get Bregman. Nice play by Tony Kemp. He had a long ways to go.
Well, you're right, partner. He did. And ranging to his left, it looks like as this ball kind of stays down and starts to hug the ground, it kind of picks up speed. Tony Kemp probably thinking he might have had another bounce or two coming his way. Right there, you see it just kind of sit down, and he does a good job of busting over. And incredible feel for him to know just when. Watch his knees here. He'll spin, pivot, and then pop up. And being able to balance yourself, that's a strong core at work right there for Tony Kemp.
So 2 outs, go ahead run at second. So this is a big at bat as Michael Brantley steps up. He's 0 for 3, but has good career numbers against Joakim Soria. First pitch to Brantley is a strike right on the outside corner. Brantley has hit a fly ball to left, a fly ball to center, and he is grounded to first. Sliced foul, and it's 0-2. 95 miles an hour from Joakim Soria. Scrub's been up for a while now, so it looks like we will see him. Marcus Semien playing right behind Altuve. High fastball. That's what Sean Murphy called for. Wanted it up.
Well, and you just see how quiet Michael Brantley is at the plate, and you think about the swing that he had on the fastball. Don't want to call it defensive necessarily, but really letting the ball travel. And you wonder if he might be looking for something soft that he can handle, soft coming to him.
A little bit outside. Murphy tried to frame it.
2-2, you've gone soft to the back door away. See if they might try to go back up top. Crowd Brantley work towards the hands. Stay away.
And they went way inside, and Brantley swings and misses. So, Sorry gets out of it. Astros do not score. We're headed to the bottom of the eighth.
A's baseball on NBC Sports California is brought to you by Toyota, the most trusted brand on the road in California. And by Xfinity X1, the hub for all things sports with the Xfinity Sports Zone.
All right, let's check out our game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. 1 run, 4 hits, no errors for the Astros. 1 run, 7 hits, no errors for the Athletics. Greinke was good. Bassett was good. Tucker had an RBI double in the 3rd for the Astros' lone run. And Robbie Grossman homered in the 7th for the A's' only run. A good old-fashioned pitcher's duel, but now it's a duel of the bullpens. Andre Scrubb comes in, his 5th appearance. 5 1/3, 6 walks, which is a lot, 4 strikeouts. Part of a very, very young bullpen. They're just throwing rookies out there over and over, and Scrubb is one of them. Pitched Double-A last year. Andre Scrubb, 25 years old.
You get a good look at a big hook early on. Good fastball, does a good job of creating some downhill angle on that fastball as well.
Big curve, ripped foul. Diving attempt by lefty.
Appreciate the effort, a little better on the first step there.
Now that's a tough group to impress, though, down there.
Well, they've seen some plays. You got gold behind you.
Big curve from Scrubb. Scrubb is a big fella. 6'4", 270.
Yeah, he is not a small individual.
2-2 pitch is hit toward right. Reddick makes the catch on the move. 1 out.
A's fans, Bloomberg 960 and 103.7 FM HD2 are your radio home for all A's games in the Bay Area and 24-hour world business news coverage. Get all the A's action, plus tune in weekday mornings for Bloomberg Surveillance, the premier business news program covering global Wall Street.
Here's Matt Olson, 0 for 3. Fastball away. Rockies leading the Mariners 4-1, top of the 6th inning. Speed pitch misses badly, and it's 3-0. Liam Hendricks is getting loose in the A's bullpen. Could be that he pitches the top of the 9th, whether it's tied or whether the A's have the lead. We'll see.
Green light for Matt and his mustache.
It's a little outside, and it's a 1-out walk.
When as a young fella coming into the ball game, you want to do your level best to make that impression on the skipper early. Let him know you are a guy for leverage. Giving up those free passes is not a great way to put yourself on that high leverage list.
Especially late in the game. Chapman hits a high fly ball to Redding. 2 away. So Chapman 1 for 4 now with a double. And here's Canada. Lions and the Steelers are playing tonight in Pittsburgh. Detroit 17, Pittsburgh 13. First pitch, curve in first strike. It's also extra innings. And it's not over yet. As I look at that game, just out of curiosity when I see the score, it has been a wild one. Pirates scored 2 in the 8th, 3 in the 9th to tie it. Tigers scored 1 in the 10th. Pirates scored 1 in the bottom of the 10th to tie it. Tigers scored 4 in the top of the 11th.
Little seesaw. That's bonus baseball.
Yes, it is. A little bit low. Martin Maldonado kind of turns around. He was, at least it looked like he was looking into the dugout. He may have been chatting with Adrian Johnson, the home plate umpire.
A good borderline pitch there from Scrub.
Canna swings and misses. So there was that big curveball from Scrub. So Scrub with a strikeout and a walk. We're on to the 9th.
This copyrighted telecast is presented by authority of the Oakland Athletics. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
Ball Talk, it's an NBC Sports Bay Area baseball podcast. Join NBC Sports' Jessica Kleinschmidt for unique analysis and big-time guests. It's all baseball and the fun you want in a podcast. Subscribe now wherever you get your podcasts. Brought to you by Wendy's. It is the 9th inning here at the Coliseum. 1-1 game. And Liam Hendriks comes in, and he'll face Yuli Gurriel. Gurriel goes after the first pitch, dribbles it foul. So when it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and brake experts. 1-0 with a 1.42 ERA for Hendriks, 4 saves. Obviously not a save situation. Could get a win.
Sure could. If he's able to do what the bullpen has been able to do for the most part all season long, it lines up nicely.
Ryan Presley, the veteran right-hander, getting ready for the Astros. Straightaway defense for Gurriel, and on the 0-2 pitch, 97 miles an hour, Gurriel strikes out. He is 0 for 4.
Well, Liam is not messing around. Just an angry 97 up top. No chance for Gurriel to get on time.
So 1 out for Carlos Correa. Correa goes after the first pitch and slices it foul down the right field line. Correa a single, a walk, and a ground out.
Looks like old Liam's feeling pretty good. 97 coming out of the hand. And I think we'll start to see that number maybe even continue to creep up as he continues to build and throw.
It's 0-2, that one at 97. Big breaking ball, and Correa strikes out.
Well, this is just disgusting from Liam Hendriks. Big old spiked hammer after 97 up top. Just ties Correa into a pretzel.
Yeah, what he's pumping in there right now is fairly lethal.
Well, it's cheese. There is no doubt about it. It is octane.
Reddick rips one to right. So everybody going after Liam Hendriks early in the count. And it worked that time for Reddick.
Well, no mystery why. You just saw Carlos Correa walk away, taking his bat to the back rack, just baffled. And old Red says, I think I'm good on getting to that curveball. See if I can get a fastball I can handle and take my shot.
So here's Miles Straw. Straw takes a first pitch right at the knees for a strike. Straw is 1 for 3. Playing in place of George Springer, who's got a right wrist injury. Presley's ready out in the Astros bullpen. Another good pitch by Hendriks, very close. Grounded to short. And that will do it. So we are going to the bottom of the ninth. The A's with a chance for a walk-off win. 1-1 game. All right, here's the authentic fan cam. Full of A's fans, as always. And they may be sniffing a walk-off here as it's the bottom of the ninth inning. The A's and the Astros all tied at 1.
When it's time for your play of the day, brought to you by your California Ford dealers. That man right there, Robbie Grossman, going deep. Big home run in the 7th inning to tie the ball game, and that is why we are here right now in walk-off territory.
So Grossman will hit second this inning as it's Chris Davis who's leading it off. The only veteran in that bullpen right now for the Astros is Ryan Presley, and he's in the game. First pitch swing and a miss by Chris Davis. So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake expert. So just the 3rd appearance for Ryan Presley. He's been a good reliever with the Twins, and now his 3rd season with the Astros. And with Osuna out, he's probably going to be the closer.
Well, with the veteran presence in the mix of stuff, saw a good breaking ball there. Slider, curveball, fastball, mid-upper 9s.
And on 3 pitches, Davis strikes out. Presley had a chance for the save yesterday in Arizona, but we mentioned earlier the Diamondbacks got 2 in the 9th, and those 2 runs came off Ryan Presley, but he's right back out there tonight.
Yeah, unable to dial up that slider when he needed to, maybe, and here no problem Three very good pitches by Presley. And now he'll face Robbie Grossman with some history here. Grossi, I believe, 3 for 6.
Grossman, swing and a miss. Grossman hoping to get a first pitch fastball. He did not. So the home run first to the year for Robbie Grossman. So this is what happened last night or yesterday to the Astros with a 1-run lead in the bottom of the ninth.
Well, there it was. A slider that didn't make it all the way to the back foot of Cole Calhoun. And the veteran Calhoun does a good job of dropping head. And they're celebrating in the snake pit.
Well, it didn't look like a terrible pitch for Presley.
No, that's just a matter of the lefty being able to get to it.
Yep. In there for a strike, and now it's 0-2. Murphy will be next. Chopper right side. Grossman can run. The flip. Got it. Might be close enough to think about taking a look at it.
I think you're right. Like Grossman was doing a great job of getting down the line. It's going to be bang, bang. And he is out. And hats off to Jose Altuve here. This was the only play he could have made. The bare hand shuffle. If he goes to his glove, there's no chance. Grossman's able to beat it out. And something to remember, folks, about the instant replay system right now, as far as challenges go, there's no super slow-mo. So Adam Roden's job right now is to work with what he's got in terms of replay capability, what sort of images he's able to look at, and he's got to make a decision very quickly, and frankly, doesn't have the technology or the resources you'd like to have when you're talking about making bang, bang calls like this.
So Grossman is out, and that's 2 outs here in the bottom of the 9th inning. So see if Murphy can get a hold of one. The A's have had a couple walk-off wins this year. If this game does go to extra innings, Miles Straw will be stationed at second base to start the top of the 10th. So that's interesting because he is one of the fastest players in all of baseball. But Murphy trying to not let that happen, or at least get on base and extend the inning. Diekman is ready for the A's. Hard slider by Presley. It's a good pitch for him. Comes right over top.
Well, good downward action on that pitch, and we've seen him back-foot it to Robbie Grossman for a swing and a miss. Change the level of that pitch and work it under the hands to lefties. But that good downward action to these right-handers as well.
Up the middle. Almost went right through Presley, but Altuve's playing up the middle. Murphy hit it hard, but he's retired. So Miles Straw will open the 10th inning at second base as we go to extra innings.
Video highlights, live pitch by pitch, breaking news, player updates, stat leaderboards, and much, much more.
So it's a 1-1 game, top of the 10th. Miles Straw again will be the runner at second base. He's getting ready, going over some strategy. The hitter will be Martin Maldonado. Mentioned new pitcher Jake Diekman. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and brake experts. 7 strikeouts in 4 2/3 innings for Diekman. I mentioned last inning the A's had 2 walk-off wins, which they do. But one of them was not an extra inning. That was Stephen Piscotty the other night. But the A's do have 2 extra inning wins. They won on opening night, and they won in Seattle 3-2. So 2-0 in extra inning games are the Athletics. So strategy time, Dallas Braden. Matt Olson is in on the grass, and Maldonado shows bunt. Don't know if he was doing it for real, but Olson's way in. Chapman even with the bag, and Chapman's going through some signs.
Well, the reason you see Jake Diekman there spin and turn like he's going to second is for that reason, to see if Maldonado's going to show hands and going to show bunt, to your point about whether or not he was serious about doing it.
And he is. And he bunts it, and it's a good one. And Straw's going to make it to third as Murphy picks it up. So a very good bunt by Martin Maldonado, especially with Matt Olson, who's a terrific defensive first baseman, charging hard. You do not want to bunt it to Olson because he's going to throw out the runner at third, maybe.
No, and this is a great job, like you said, by Maldonado to receive this ball with the bat, deaden it, and you can see Murph going to get up and check 3, no go, get the out. And that's exactly what you're looking to do. If you can make the pitcher, make the catcher field it, especially knowing what you just said about Matt Olson. I mean, this is a guy, you could probably plug him over there at shortstop and be just fine.
So this is a pinch hitter, Abraham Toro. Toro is a switch hitter. What do you want to know about the 10th inning? Average runs road team last year and this year. Average runs home team. That's interesting. So the road team runs have actually increased more than the home team runs.
Well, and you wonder if it's because of strategy like we've just seen. Just got to get him to third, and now via pass ball in play, whatever it may be, your odds increase.
But I think, Dallas, from what we've been reading and just watching, the road team has not been bunting in these situations. But Dusty Baker just did.
Yeah.
But what's interesting is the Astros had a home game against the Dodgers that went 13 innings. And in the 4 extra innings, they'd never bunted one time as the home team. But they did it here as the road team. Interesting.
I don't have that math for you.
Field in, 3-1 to Abraham Toro hitting for Tucker. Altuve is next. And that's in for a strike right there. So now Toro straightens up the batting gloves.
Well, and after fishing in the dirt, you can tell Toro knows he missed that fastball, missed his opportunity.
So Chapman has now moved back. 3-2 pitch, strike 3 called right at the knees. Toro took a 3-1 fastball, and then he takes a 3-2 fastball, and he's going to head back to the dugout.
And that is a very empty feeling Knowing one, the pitch before was probably your opportunity to get the job done. And kind of like a fight in the octagon, you don't want to leave it up to the judges. And that's what happens here for Toro. Decision, Diekman.
So now Altuve will hit. Diekman's first pitch is a strike at the top of the strike zone. Altuve's 1 for 4.
1 for 4 tonight in a small body of work against Diekman. 2 for 6 with a couple punch outs.
He's upstairs again. Altuve checks his swing. So the A's base runner in the bottom of the 10th will be Sean Murphy. So we could see a pinch runner there, and it may be Franklin Barreto who's behind that mask.
I think that's a good bet, considering you got Double-A waiting in the wings. Austin Allen.
Slider off the plate. Enoli Paredes is warming up, a right-hander. Deep breath for Jose Altuve. Straightaway defense against Jose Altuve. This is down and in, and now it's 3-1 with Bregman waiting in the on-deck circle.
Opponent's 1 for 15 against Jake Diekman, but has issued 4 walks throughout those 5 appearances.
Chapman's got it. He gets up. His throw in time. Now Chapman saves the ball game for the Athletics with a diving play to his left. So the Astros do not score. Bottom of the 10th coming up. 1-1 game. He had given the Astros the lead. Matt Chapman says nope.
So you know who's over here at the hot corner? It's the platinum player. Matty Chapstick laying out. Full extendo. Gained some ground and let the rocket loose. And this is what primetime performers do, folks. You put it on the line, you anticipate making that great play, that game-saving effort. That'll motivate you.
So Franklin Barreto trots out to second base. He's going to be the runner. He'll be running for Sean Murphy. And the new pitcher is Enoli Paredes. His 6th game, no record, 3.86 ERA. So now we'll see if the Athletics bunt, and with Tony Kemp the hitter, you have to think that it is a strong possibility. Kemp, a good bunter. Shows bunt. Paredes will underhand to first, and the A's now have the winning run at third with 1 out. Same situation as the Astros in the top of the 10th.
Wonderful job. That's exactly what you want to do. Again, we talked about making the pitcher or the catcher field that ball, keeping the corner infielders out of the equation. That's it. Brady's just going to make sure of 1 out.
Garrett Stubbs is now in left field for Kyle Tucker. First pitch and a strike on the outside corner. So Simeon needs to put it in play. Winning run at third, infield in for the Astros, outfield in as well. Swing and a miss. High fastball at 98 miles an hour.
88-mile-an-hour slide piece, 98-mile-an-hour heat stick up top.
0-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, struck him out. 99 miles an hour. So that's the second out.
And that is just a good hard fastball. Kind of that extra gear exploding through the strike zone. Man.
Here is Ramon Laureano. Everybody settles back to a normal position. And the first pitch way inside Laureano. High octane coming from Paredes.
It is. It's lively.
Laureano was 1 for 4. He tripled in the 6th. The A's had Laureano at 3rd and nobody out. In the 6th, could not score. In the 5th, they had the bases loaded and 1 out and did not score.
Wily Zach Greinke.
Matt Olson waits in the on-deck circle. The count now 3-0. Greinke still hanging around. Sitting in the stands just down past the first base dugout. In their first strike. Barreto, the runner at 3rd. One pitch. Swing and a miss. 95 miles an hour. Wendelken in the A's bullpen. If it gets to the 11th, Bregman would lead it off. So some high drama here in the 10th inning.
And you'd love to see Laureano just kind of cut that swing down like we've seen him do the past few games and hit it where it's pitched.
3-2 pitch, just a little bit high, and it's a walk. So can Matt Olson do it again?
Well, we would love to have a replay of opening night. Don't need the bags juiced, but we'll take that long ball. The history-making home run from Matt Olson. First walk-off in extra innings with a runner at second base.
Now they're at the corners. Shift is on. Bregman, the only infielder on the left side. He's playing even with the bag, and the first pitch, not close. And I say that only because if there's enough room over there, and I know this sounds crazy and you may shake your head, but would Matt Olson take a peek over there and lay down a bunt?
I would not put it past Matt Olson should the positioning of the opposing defense lend itself to that. Bregman, a very good athlete over there, makes good plays throwing on the run.
Good swing by Olson. I agree. I don't think he's going to do it either. But if Bregman was playing maybe a couple steps back. But even with that said, if you made a good bunt with Bregman playing there, it would be very hard for him to throw you out.
And that's all part of the unconventional wisdom that we think managers may be tapping into.
95, but outside.
You got a guy with this kind of capability. We're gonna let that big dog run all on his own.
2-1 pitch on the inside corner, bunched him up and called a strike. 87 miles an hour.
Scioli Kind of crowded here, doesn't like it. Pretty close pitch.
2-2 pitch, and that is a swing and a miss, 96 miles an hour. And only Perez, pretty electric stuff, and the A's do not score. 11th inning coming up. Candid Conversations, hosted by Monty Poole. And he talks with Apple Music's global head of hip hop and R&B, Ebro Darden. It's tonight following A's post-game live. So we have reached the 11th inning. Both teams in the 10th inning got the runner to third with one out, but could not get him home. So Wendelken comes in. He's the 5th pitcher for the A's tonight. He's off to a good start, as most of the A's relievers are. Jose Altuve is the runner at second base, so the Astros, for the 2nd inning in a row here in extra innings, they have a speedy runner at second base. Austin Allen is the new catcher. The Astros can do a lot of things with Bregman at the plate and Altuve on the bases. First pitch to Bregman, and it's a strike from Wendelken. Well, the Astros bunted in the top of the 10th inning. A lot of that had to do with where they were in the batting order.
Yes. Here, kind of feels like they like their odds of one of the guys coming up making something happen.
Up the middle, Marcus drops it, picks it up, throws in time, and Altuve stays at second base. So that is out number 1. Unable to get the runner over to third.
You can see Simi here trying to corral it. Spits out of the webbing of the glove, but a good job of scooping it back up and getting it over to Ole in time to get Bregman. And Altuve was not going to move on that bag.
1 out for Michael Brantley. Brantley is 0 for 4. First pitch to Brantley drops low. Gurriel is the on-deck hitter. Well, this is a big inning to get through for obvious reasons, but it's also where the Astros are at in their lineup. Because it's Bregman, Brantley, Gurriel, possibly Correa, all trying to get the go-ahead run home.
And as we mentioned, you like your odds with one of those individuals there. So it's almost like, you know, we're not interested in giving you that out right now. Altuve's in scoring position as it is. An extra 90 feet doesn't mean that much.
(2-0) to Michael Brantley. Curveball on 2-0, and now it's 3-0. Well, as we've talked about a couple times, Dallas, this rule in extra innings was starting a man at second base. Very new, not liked by everybody. I'm okay with it for the time being, but it does add suspense immediately to the half inning.
Oh, you are on the edge of your seat.
Yep. 3-0 pitch to Brantley, and it's off the plate, and he walked him.
And I think the opinion across the league, and again, especially from a pitcher's perspective, how difficult it is to push to push a run across the back end of a major league bullpen. It is not easy. You're watching the Astros trot out young fellas blowing 99 miles an hour. It's just not easy.
First pitch to Gurriel. Gurriel, little pop-up, shallow center. Laureano is going to grab it. That is out number 2.
And for all the talk about trying to get into the opposing team's bullpen, you want to wear the starter out. Do you really want to?
But I mean, it is tough for the reliever. Every pitch is, I mean, it's a bloop hit away from giving up the lead.
Well, it is.
So it's a little unfair for the reliever, and I think everybody has acknowledged that.
Oh, yeah.
But it is full pressure.
But you're right. It's leverage situation before you've thrown a pitch.
Yep. Here's Carlos Correa. Correa takes outside. Yeah, you almost should get some type of extra credit if you get through the inning and don't allow a run.
I like where your head's at.
1-0 to Correa. Foul at the plate, came up and got him in the wrong spot. So this at-bat is no longer enjoyable for Carlos Correa.
You know, there's just not much to talk about right now. And I'd appreciate it if you'd kind of step back and let me gather myself. That's
fair. Because you really listen. It's happened to all males, and you just really don't want to talk to anybody.
No.
So the trainer heads back to the dugout. 1-1 to Carlos Correa. Altuve at second, Brantley at first. 2 outs here in the 11th. Laureano, the center fielder, shifted about 4 or 5 steps toward right center. Grounded to Marcus. He's got it, and Wendelken gets out of the inning. Extra credit for J.B. Wendelken. Bottom of the 11th coming up. It's a 1-1 game. That was the score after 9 innings, so that means we've had 3 half innings, Dallas, with a runner at second, nobody out, nobody has scored. So Matt Olson, he is not running from center field. He's just stretching it out a little bit.
Just getting a deep primary lead. He's going to walk into that secondary.
Get a walking lead.
Yep.
So Olson is your runner at second. Chapman's the hitter. Let's see what the strategy is for Bob Melvin. Is it let's just let 3 guys try to win the game?
I got Matt Chapman being on time for a heater. And folding up all these cardboard cutouts and putting them away.
Paredes stays out there. He threw 15 pitches in the 10th inning, got out of the jam. He had a huge strikeout of Marcus Semien when the A's had the winning run at third and 1 out. And then he struck out Olson to end the 10th. So quite a ball game tonight here at the Coliseum, bottom of the 11th. Pretty good pitch, called the ball. A's with 7 hits. They've stranded 9 through 10 innings. And they have not had a hit with runners in scoring position. That's been a frustrating thing for the A's tonight. I got them 0 for 8.
Yeah, that's not great. Especially when you think about some of the earlier jams that Greinke found himself in. Plenty of opportunity, just unable to capitalize. And you would love to turn that luck around here late in the ball game. Maldonado going to talk to the young fella. Might be getting a little quick. Rushing just a bit down the slope.
Bregman playing way back, so the Astros not even thinking about the possibility of Matt Chapman bunting. Really, either are we. And that one's inside, and now it's 3-1.
3-1, zone them up time through Matt Chapman. Looking for one pitch, one zone here. Something you can hammer.
Olsen takes his lead, and the pitch, line drive, center field, base hit. Here comes Straw. Here comes Olsen. He's being held up, and the ball shoots all the way through to Maldonado. And Chapman with a base hit, and now there's first and third and nobody out.
Well, Chappie got his fastball, and he was on time, and he did hammer this. And it might be a case of hitting it a little too hard. This thing is torched, folks. Little one hop, Johnny right out to Straw, comes up with a hose. And a good job by Al Padrique making his way down the line, communicating with Olsen the whole time. You can see Al there initially throws up the stop sign. Great decision. That throw from Straw working its way up the third base line probably would have caught Olsen off, even though it gets through Gurriel. So a good job by everybody involved.
Infield in, first pitch to Canna, swing and a miss out in front. So infield in, outfield in. First and third, nobody out.
Now think about that breaking ball coming from Paredes. He's buried a few of them. Might not have the confidence to do so here with the runner on third.
Swing and a miss, 97 miles an hour.
It is noise,
Man. Well, the Ace hitters have not seen him. I mean, he was not in the big leagues last year.
No.
He was in Double-A. Started the season in Single-A, and only Paredes. 0-2 to Canna. Here it is. Got him swinging. 97 again. So 3 pitches. Canna strikes out. It looks to me, Dallas, like not only is it 97, but there is a little movement to it as well.
It's got life.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's got that gear explosion through the zone. You know, you talk to young guys, young pitchers about throwing through their target and not to your target. And this is what it looks like when you're able to throw a baseball probably through another human being. That ball just continues to coast.
So here's Chris Davis with a chance to be the hero. First pitch to Davis. Down and away with a breaking ball. Everybody stays in. There's also a decision here for the middle infielders. Even though they're in, can they still turn a double play?
Well, it's funny you're saying that because you can see Correa and Altuve talking about that.
Fouled straight back. KD had a mighty swing. Because listen, if you're playing in like they are, the ball's going to get to you quickly. Ooh. One and one to Davis. Swing and a miss. 1-2. 25 pitches for Paredes out of the bullpen. Grossman is the on-deck hitter. Pitch is high. So the count is 2-2. Olsen, the winning run at third. 2-2 pitch. And just got a piece of it, did Chris Davis. And I mean just.
See the side swing here, just clipping it like you said, Kuiper. And I have to believe, runner on third, less than 2 outs. We haven't seen that slider buried from Paredes yet. And Matt Olson looming at third base might be a reason why.
Swing and a miss, struck him out. High fastball, 95 miles an hour. So 2 outs.
There it is, heater up. And with that kind of velo and life on it, that's going to be a tall task, getting on plane with that fastball.
So here's Grossman. He homered in the 7th to tie the game. Can he win it here in the 11th? He's grounded out twice and been hit by a pitch to go along with the home run. Paredes checks and deals. Strike on the outside corner, 95. Correa, the shortstop, pulled over to his left behind second base. Outfield is straight away. Stayed away, did Paredes.
He is living at the top of that strike zone with that fastball, making it very difficult for these A's hitters. You know, there's a difference between something thigh high and upper echelon of the zone.
And that hit him. It hits Grossman, and the bases are going to be loaded. Well, now it's the ultimate drama with the bases loaded, 2 outs, tie game, 11th inning.
And Robbie Grossman is not too excited about sewing on 97 inner bicep.
So the hitter is Austin Allen, his first at bat.
Take you back to Wednesday. Long ball for the big fella. First one of his young career. And it was a big one. It was a no-doubter. Put the boys up. And you can feel the emotion.
So can he be a hero tonight? Digs in against Enoli Paredes.
Cleaned up the facial hair. See if he can clean it up here in extra innings.
First pitch. Up and away. Both bullpens are quiet. Good swing by Austin Allen. That one a little bit more hittable, a little bit more down, not at the top of the strike zone, out over the plate. No need need for an on-deck hitter here. The inning and maybe the game will be decided this at bat. 1-1 pitch, strike, outside corner, and now it's 1-2. He's got a hit with runners in scoring position in this inning. It was Chapman, but it did not get the run home. Bat goes part of the bat anyways. Chip of the bat sailing. Ball trickles foul.
And right off the cup. Splinters everywhere. Well, you got a new piece. Let's turn it into a keepsake.
Hero piece.
That's it.
1-2. Not close. Well, you probably, if you're Paredes, you probably don't really want to go to 3-2.
No. Not a great idea. So a big pitch here.
Long look, he's ready. Allen waits at the plate. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, struck him out on a high fastball. What a job by Enoli Paredes. We've never seen him pitch before. We're impressed. Crazy, huh, Dallas?
It's gotten hairy.
I think you're right. It's not easy to score a runner from second with nobody out.
We're calling up kids from AA blowing 100, Kuip.
Oh, man. There's Correa. He's going to be the runner at second, so he trots out there. Wendelken stays out there. Gilberto Castellanos, right-hander, warming up in the Astros bullpen. So Correa, the runner, Reddick, the hitter, Wendelken, the pitcher. Chapman creeps in, Reddick swinging away, and it's a strike. Josh Reddick hit a ball hard in the 7th for an out, hit a ball hard in the 9th for a base hit. Chops it over the mound. Simeon going first, not in time. So Carlos Correa gets to third. Reddick has a hit. So the bottom of the 12th starts just like the top of the 12th did. Runner at second and then a base hit. So first and third, nobody out.
Well, not much Simeon can do here. He does everything possible. Big stretch by Ole over at first base. Hit just softly enough. Any harder it gets through. It's soft enough. Simeon's able to get to it, but not beat out Reddick down the line.
Here's Miles Straw. Straw takes outside. Infield in. Straw 1 for 4. Took a long look down at the third base coach, Gary Pettis. Nice block by Austin Allen. Smothered that one, and it's 2-0.
Well, that's it. And hopefully, if you're Wendelken, what you take away from that is I can absolutely go back to this. After I get myself back in the count here, maybe I'm hunting the punch out. I can bury this thing. No one AA back there is going to body up for me. It's a matter of making a big pitch. The pitch of the evening right here, 2-0. Advantage count to Miles Straw. You got to dot it up.
Line drive. Simeon's got it. Looks the runners back. He is hoping to have a shot somewhere to double somebody off, but both the Astros runners were able to get back. So a big first out.
Well, works him just enough off the barrel. This isn't going to get over the head or get through the infield. And you're right, and you can hear audibly back. And that might have been from Pettis.
So 1 out, and here's Martin Maldonado. Maldonado has walked twice and had a sacrifice bunt.
And a great double play candidate here if you're able to get him on the ground.
That would be a thing of beauty.
Oh.
Shows bunt. Correa comes down the line. He slips and falls, and then he's got to really hustle back.
Might be one of those safety squeeze situations. You see Correa making his way down the line very aggressively. And now remember, we've seen Miles Straw slip out in center field. Correa trying to put the brakes on the grass there, just like Straw out in center. It's a little dewy out here, some moisture. Could lose your footing.
Breaking ball, steps in for a strike.
Just taking a look as Gary Pettis is giving signs, making his way over towards Correa, whispered something.
Maldonado shows bunt, pulls the bat back, and now it's 2-1. So not a suicide squeeze, but a safety squeeze. Correa can come down the line, make sure that the bunt gets down.
Well, what you're seeing is you're watching Matt Chapman try to keep Correa as close to third base as possible, preventing Correa from getting that big primary lead, allowing them to execute this safety squeeze with a little more ease. Matt Chapman's not able to do that. Correa's able to get a few more feet, and they might just be going for it.
Reddick takes his lead. Decent lead at first for Reddick. And the pitch is inside, and now it's 3-1 with Stubbs, the on-deck hitter. That's Garrett Stubbs, who is a left-handed hitter. Just in the game. Strike, and now it's 3-2. Well, it's go time here. Let's see if they start Reddick.
Well, I can appreciate the effort from Maldonado here, doing his best to sell it to Adrian, and he ain't having it. And we'll do it all over. 3-2. And you got to think about that, right, Kuiper, staying out of the double play?
Yep, absolutely. Reddick still runs decent.
And that's going to bring out Bob Melvin, and you wonder here if Dusty Baker and company are thinking about selling out with the squeeze. Thinking worst case scenario, well, not worst case scenario, that would be Maldonado comes up goose eggs. You're able to tag Correa very easily and call it an inning. But maybe he just fouls it off and you try your luck again. I think that might be something Bob Melvin's just saying, hey, let's be aware of this, make sure we understand if Reddick is running.
Long look in by Wendelken. Now he's ready. See if Reddick goes. He does not, because there was a pickoff at third. Reddick did not really give up whether he was going to run or not. Didn't show either way. Middle infielders creeping in just a little bit. Reddick not running. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. So a huge strikeout for Wendelken.
Well, a huge at bat for Wendelken. Really, in totality, being able to work back into the count and having the confidence and then the ability to execute this massive 3-2 pitch, breaking ball down and away. Incredible job by J.B. Wendelken. Bearing down, making a big pitch when he needed to.
So here's Stubbs. Stubbs bounces one. Kemp's got it, and that's the inning. So Wendelken does it again. Double extra points. 1-1, bottom of the 12th coming up. Bottom of the 12th. Well, you know what's costing both teams in this game is the inability to put the ball in play.
No doubt.
Right? I mean, it's really pretty simple.
And again, not to beat that dead horse, but think about what comes with innings, typically 7, 8, 9 in a big league baseball game. A lot of horsepower
coming out of the bullpen.
A lot of swing and miss coming out of the bullpen. And if you're going to work your way into a high leverage scenario on any big league club, it's because you have the ability to dial up the swing and miss. Take the pressure off the defense. You can take care of it yourself.
New pitchers. Humberto Castellanos. Just his second appearance. Another youngster. And you're going to see a bunch of them from the Astros all season long. Castellanos. The first pitch to Kemp, and he pops it up. Kemp showed ball. Kemp, the 9th place hitter.
Well, and with Austin Allen at second base, you'd love to get him over to third. You just wonder if he might have the foot speed to be able to get over there and beat any play over at third with the bunt put down.
Kemp not showing bunt there. But it is a little bit more of a difficult play for the defense because it's a tag play.
Yes.
So you really have to execute defensively.
That's where if you're Castellanos, you're anticipating this ball being bunted towards the third base line. You want to come up and be able to deliver a strike to Bregman should Allen take off.
Kemp takes a little bit inside and low. So 2-1 the count. Top of the order will be next. Bregman way in on the grass, and now it's 3-1. It's a frustrating night for both managers.
Well, you'd love to see your offense take advantage of opportunities, and it just hasn't happened all evening.
Kemp out in front of that one. Well, as of right now, unofficially, I have the Athletics 1 for 12 with runners in scoring position. And I have the Astros 2 for 13. Unofficial. So full count to Tony Kemp. And that one is a little bit inside, and it's a walk. Yeah, I got verification that my quick math was correct. Here's Marcus Semien, 2 on, nobody out. Bregman not really playing in, maybe a little bit, a couple steps behind the bag. Gurriel on the grass. Marcus swing and a miss. Laureano, the on-deck hitter. Little pop-up. Gurriel is not going to get there. Gurriel, I think he may have gotten tangled up a little bit with Kemp, but I don't think he was going to catch it anyway.
No, that's a long haul. And I know we're spoiled with watching some great first basemen throughout the years here make that play look very easy. Guys like Dan Johnson, dare I throw that name out?
Dan Johnson.
Derek Barton. And of course, the great Matt Olson.
Oh-2 pitch. Left field. Stubbs back. Stubbs makes the sliding catch and hustles, gets it back in quickly, and he saves the game. Garrett Stubbs, he wrestled with it just a little bit, but he held on.
Ball hit pretty well by Marcus Semien. Hung up just enough for Stubbs to get around this thing. And you're right, Kuiper, he wants to make sure. Caught it in the heel of the glove.
Well, what happens too with the outfielders, I mean, they may be playing in a couple steps. You want to have a shot to throw out the runner at second if you can, if it's a hard hit ball. Here's Laureano. Laureano will try to be the hero. Castellanos is the 6th pitcher for the Astros tonight. Drops down from the side a little bit again.
He's looking for that double play ball. He's looking for that grounder, trying to get Laureano to just drive this thing into the dirt.
Close, and now it's 3-0. Olson, the on-deck hitter.
Lurking.
Stanell stretching his legs out at second base. He's the winning run. Eased in there for a strike. Noli Paredes, we were impressed. 2 innings, a hit, a walk, and 5 strikeouts.
And clearly working out of jams.
Yes, he was. And that hit Laureano, and the A's will have the bases loaded with 1 out. Most of the pitches were inside Laureano, and then that one got him.
Well, again, Castellanos trying to work that ground ball. You can see that side sling and arm action, and that catches Laureano right on the elbow.
So that's the 3rd A's batter to be hit. And now Matt Olson steps up, bottom of the 12th.
Well, I'll say this much. With the arm angle, release, and action coming out of Castellanos, and Matt Olson's ability to let the ball travel deep, drive the ball to the opposite field, I like this matchup. I'm in love with this matchup right now.
Castellanos is ready, facing Matt Olson. Strike inside corner. Matt Olson tonight is 0 for 4 with a walk. The walk came in the 8th inning. Swing and a miss. He was trying to end it in grand fashion. I think he's done that once already this year, has he not?
He's got a knack for it.
If I remember correctly.
You do. And so did he, and he was trying to tap back into that memory. We've seen the four-seamer slash, looks like it might even have a little cut on it, but definitely not that big, heavy run we're used to seeing.
Olson waits now. Castellanos steps off. Quite a ball game tonight here at the Coliseum. Stephen Piscotty hit a walk-off grand slam earlier this week, and of course Olson did it opening night. Olson's was in extra innings.
Well, I tell you, this club is not afraid of making history. And I got to believe 3 walk-off grand slams might make that happen.
0-2 pitch. Bounced and Maldonado blocked it. Ball bounced way out in front of home plate.
Gold Glover's doing Gold Glover things. Good work by Maldi here, a little change up. See him turn that body, direct that baseball back towards home plate. It's the little things.
1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, struck him out. Elevated fastball, but this one at 88.
Well, and Matt Olson at no point during this at bat got a pitch away that he could extend on. And even with Maldonado set up away here, this ball still more middle. And you can see Ole sort of almost tied up here. Just a little tardy on the elevated fastball there.
So now it's up to Matt Chapman. Thing is, with the bases loaded, the pitcher has to throw a strike at some point. I just feel like you are in the driver's seat if you're the hitter. Even if maybe you're behind in the count. I mean, it's...
You know it's got to be presentable.
Chapman slices one foul. Matt Chapman has got a single and a double. He's 2 for 5. Rangers beat the Angels 4-3 down in Texas. Swing and a miss. And now it's 0-2. Chapman's got to put it in play. Big hole on the right side. Altuve behind second base. Pitch to Chapman is a fastball a little bit high. One-two pitch. Just a touch outside. Good take by Chapman. Did not chase as Solano's not afraid to drop down a little bit.
He's trying to do everything he can to avoid the barrel of Matt Chapman here. And he'll make it up as he goes along if he has to.
Chapman trying to end it. 2-2 pitch is hit high, deep, but foul. Another 2-2. Here it is. Grounded to short. Correa's got it. He's going to go to first in time, and this game rolls on to inning number 13. Frustration on both sides. It's a 1-1 game. There will be another game in this series. If we ever finish this one, it'll be tomorrow. Framber Valdez, left-hander for the Astros, and Frankie Montas for the Athletics. Pretty good numbers early on for both those guys. That'll be tomorrow, 12:30. A's pregame live. First pitch, 110. It's the top of the 13th, and it's a 1-1 game.
It is a nail biter. I'm going to say it. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's a lot that's going into this ball game right now when you think about the pitching performances that we've seen. The high leverage scenarios for the last 3-4 innings.
Well, there's been 6 attempts to get a run home, and nobody's done it. Cy Sneed starts to throw. Tuve shows bunt, pulls the bat back, and it's 1-1. So Stubbs is the runner at second. So the Astros probably feel advantage Astros because they have Altuve, Bregman, and Brantley coming up. Altuve is 1 for 5. Big swing. Altuve in the 10th inning had a hit taken away from him by Matt Chapman, who dove to his left, and that hit, if it would have went through, would have given the Astros the lead, but Chapman saved the day for the Athletics. That was in the 10th. One and 2 to Jose Altuve. So Wendelken, this is his 3rd inning of work.
You're going to get your money's worth tonight.
Absolutely, especially it's your 3rd inning of work in an extra inning game. He is working extra hard tonight. But he really has not thrown a huge amount of pitches, 26. Right field, Canna hustling over. And And Canna has it. Stubbs will tag. Stubbs will hustle to third, and he's going to make it. So Altuve did his job. Productive out. And here's Bregman.
Well, you're trying to hit the ball to the right side if possible, any way possible. Get it up in the air deep enough. Punch it through a hole if you can. Either will work.
So Bregman does not have a hit tonight. Infield in except for Chapman, who stays back. Bregman drives onto right center field. Could be trouble, and it is going to be trouble. It's going to go all the way to the wall. Stubbs is going to score. Bregman's going to have a double, and the Astros have taken a 2-1 lead. Tough to keep Bregman down, and he hurts the A's there with the drive to the gap in right center.
Well, it's a matter of time. Matter of time before somebody's going to take advantage of an opportunity and a mistake, combine both of them, and that's what happens here. Mistake being the breaking ball up just enough for Bregman to shoot it out to right center. And the opportunity.
Now here's Michael Brantley. Brantley goes the other way. Long run for Grossman, and he's going to get there, and he makes the catch. So this becomes, again, it's kind of new strategy, but this becomes a big deal now to get Gurriel out, keep Bregman from scoring, because the A's will get a runner at second base in the bottom of the 13th, and they'll have to execute to try to tie the game up. Chapman will be the runner that starts at second base. The thought really is, Dallas, is if you're the visiting team, maybe you play for more than one run.
Gotta have it. Though we've seen the difficulty in getting one run across.
Yes, we have. That's hit well. Laureano hustling back, and Ramon gets there, and that will do it. But the Astros do get a run on Bregman's double. So bottom of the 13th coming up. 2-1 Stros. A run here in the bottom of the 13th to tie it. A couple of runs to win it, as Matt Chapman will be the runner at third. Or the runner at second, excuse me. Wishful thinking, I guess.
I'm with you.
The new pitcher, Cy Snead, who's making his 6th appearance. He's got an ERA of 6.75. He is pitcher number 7. The Astros have 10 relievers, so he's the 6th reliever to be used. And Bregman, right now, is the hero for the Astros. So Chapman is at second. The hitters for the A's will be Canna, Davis, Grossman. After Grossman, it would be Allen. So we'll see if the A's can execute offensively. Quite a ball game tonight. Bottom of the 13th inning.
Just good baseball all around.
Yep. Good pitching.
Just for the fans at home, temperature check. Where were you last half inning, and where are you now, knowing we've got a man on second base, really just one swing away from calling it a ball game?
So here's Canna. Snead's first pitch, a check swing, and a foul ball, so it's 0-1. A's have won both of their extra inning games this year. One at home and one on the road. Toward right center. draws back there, it's going to be plenty deep for Chapman to tag up. He's going to hustle to third, and he's going to make it. And that's the tying run at third with one out. So Canna does what he needs to do. And now Chris Davis will hit. Scorecard's getting a little messy. How about you, Dallas?
Yeah, I've got one frame left here. And then I'm going to have to take my shoes off to start counting. And
yeah, I'm with you, buddy. So KD steps up. He doubled in his very first at bat back in the second inning. Infield in. Fastball is high. Has to put it in play. Swing and a miss. Keeping it away from Chris Davis.
well, that's good in theory, but the whole world knows KD's ability to drive the ball the other way. Made some good hay doing so.
Fastball is high. So 2-1 the count. Grossman to follow. Swing and a miss. Chased a very high fastball. That one was up around the letters. So Davis going to go for a little walk.
That's where you got to talk yourself back into your strike zone here.
Snead kicks and delivers. Swing and a miss. Struck him out at an even higher fastball. Chris Davis just cannot lay off that pitch that's up above the letters.
Well, and really this is a credit to Snead and Maldonado going back to the well here. If you don't feel like you have to come into the zone or give a huge power threat like KD anything to take advantage of, you won't do it. That's a free pass to Robbie Grossman.
So that'll leave it up to Austin Allen. So meeting on the mound with runners at first and third, 2 outs, and Allen the hitter.
Well, the Houston Astros decide to pick their poison, and they're going to go with Austin Allen, the young fella, as opposed to Robbie Grossman. Little history between Snead and Grossman. Last August, Grossi was able to lift off for a walk-off. So they'll avoid that matchup and pick on the young fella.
Maldonado going through some signs. See catchers do that with runners on the corners. Astros will be in a shift for Allen. Correa playing behind second base. Altuve's going to go out to shallow right field. Cy Snead trying to save it for the Astros. Allen trying to tie it up for the Athletics. First pitch is a strike. Coming down the line. The pitch, and that's a strike, and now it's 0-2. Day baseball tomorrow, so we will all have to sleep fast. Oh, 2. Base hit left center field. On an 0-2 pitch, Allen comes through. So Chapman scores, going to third. Grossman, he's safe, and it's tied at 2. So they walked Grossman to get to Austin Allen, got ahead in the count 0-2 and laid one right in there.
The young man says, nay, nay. Give me the heater, I'm gonna go the other way. And how about Robbie Grossman, folks, going first to third? We're gonna take a look at it. And Robbie Grossman is in there. Another great job of heads-up base running from Robbie Grossman. And how about Austin Allen, folks, bearing down, big knock.
So Allen with the big hit earlier this week, a home run. This a huge base hit, and we're tied here in the 13th. Certainly looked like didn't see anything to make it look like Grossman was not safe. He looked clearly safe. He kept his foot on the bag.
Yeah, foot on the bag. You can see the bag's going to pop here. Boom, he's in there. Then the tag up high on the kneecap. And Alex Bregman going to try to sell some snake oil. No, thank you.
So he's safe as it looked. And Bob Melvin's coming out. He wants to chat with Ted Barrett, the crew chief. Reaction. So now Tony Kemp with a chance to win it with the winning run. Grossman at third, 2 outs. Cy Snead facing Kemp. Kemp, the former Astro. Desperately needed a clutch hit in extra innings, and they finally got it from Austin Allen. Kemp slaps it foul. Tony Kemp, a strikeout, a walk, a single, a sacrifice bunt, and another walk. So he's been on base 3 times.
Continuing to give opponents fits down there towards the bottom of the lineup. Just a tough out, period.
I'm sure he would love to beat his old team right here.
Oh, no doubt about it.
Astros traded Kemp last year near the trade deadline to the Chicago Cubs. Kemp behind in the count 1-2. Lou Trevino ready in the A's bullpen. 1-2 pitch inside. Sal Bando's looking on.
Come on, Capitan, give us the vibes.
Kemp takes it in the dirt, and now it's a full count.
Tony Kemp, one more time, working a tremendous at bat. Already 2 free passes on the night.
So Kemp waits the payoff pitch. Now he's going to step out. All started with Greinke and Bassett. Both were very good. 3-2 pitch, not close. Kemp takes the walk. So Marcus Semien steps up. These have received 6 walks tonight, and they've had 3 hit batters.
Oh, a great time for Marcus Semien to come up and get one of those signature knocks.
If he does, the ball game's over, and the A's have their 7th consecutive win. Driven to right center. Is anybody going to get it? No, they're not, and the A's are going to win the game. Marcus Semien comes through on the first pitch, drives into the wall in right center, and the Athletics in an unbelievable ball game tonight. 13 innings, they defeat the Houston Astros by a final score of 3-2. They were down to their last pitch, last strike, and Austin Allen came through with the hit to tie it. Semien comes through with the hit to win it. So what a ball game tonight in the first of 3 here at the Coliseum.
Well, a chip and a chair is all you need, and Marcus Semien pushes all the chips in the middle, and he's going to rake the pot. Outstanding effort by the entire lineup of the Oakland A's, but here in those late leverage moments, they were able to string them together, put the peepers on them when you needed to, a la Tony Kemp. Get yourself the base running opportunity and take advantage.
So Snead got close, but just could not get that 3rd out. And the A's continue their hot streak. They have won 7 in a row now. Their record goes to 10-4. And they now have a 3.5 game lead over the 2nd place Houston Astros. So the A's are playing great baseball, and now it's kind of a hero every night. And tonight it was Marcus Semien, but let's not forget about the hit by Austin Allen. He deserves big time credit as well. But Marcus wins it here in the bottom of the 13th. And the A's send everybody home happy, including the announcers. All right, Dallas, what do you got with our man, Marcus Semien?
Marcus Semien, the man of the hour tonight. Congratulations, big fella. Before we get started with the heroics at the end of the ball game, we want to talk about the anticipation leading up to this series. We've got an airplane flying over top with banners welcoming the Astros into town. A lot of offseason stories surrounding a matchup like this. What was the vibe like in the clubhouse leading into this series?
You know, for us, we just want to play our game. You know, we're hot right now. That's what we wanted to focus on. What are we doing right? It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter who we're playing against. But we know they're good. You know, regardless of all the stuff that went on, we know they're still good. So tonight was tough. You know, that new rule is crazy. We put a little bit of pressure on ourselves, but you know, I'm glad Austin came through, and I was happy to come through too.
Well, how about our man Seabass slicing and dicing tonight on the bump, 7 strong. You got to love what you're getting out of the starting rotation right now, not to mention, again, another fantastic effort from the bullpen. Talk about the pitching matchup tonight, a great deal fest.
No, Bass has been lights out. You know, I've been playing with him since the White Sox days. I'm happy to see him in the starting role, just penciled in every 5th day, and you know, he's solid. He throws strikes, he attacks the zone with everything, and that's what we need.
Now, how about the poise of the big fella, Double-A, the young guy? They're going to give the free pass to Robbie Grossman, pick on the youngster. You've got to love the poise he showed early on.
Yeah, I mean, you know, with Dusty over there, he tried to test the young kid, and you know, we have all the faith in Austin. He's had some big hits for us. You know, a big home run last week, and you know, it looked like he's been working on that opposite field stroke, you know, in practice, and you know, that was perfect. You know, you got to get a pitch down in the zone to do it, and he did it.
Well, it looks like Double-A had the answers to the test from old Dusty. Marcus, go congratulate with the boys. Clap hands.
All right,
congratulations, man. Kuip, back to you, big guy.
All right, thanks, Dallas. So Marcus Simeon's second hit of the game is a game winner in a wild one tonight here at the Coliseum. Time of game was 4 hours and 13 minutes, and it was a lot of fun. A's win it 3-2 in 13 innings. Time now for A's Post Game Live, presented by Toyota. Here's Brody Brazil.